Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am Lily Gravy Bread, and I'm here with Lila Ross V-Scope. We are the Lily and Lila podcast, here to present to you Swim or Sink, number 137. Lila, how are you today?
I am extraordinarily sleepy to everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hi, how's everyone doing? But we do have, like you said, SOS to commentate, so let me shake up that face of mine and just, alright, let's get going, Lily.
Maybe you need a bit of a sugar rush or something, or at least
Actually,
to,
I do. I'll get myself a Snicker and a can of sodas right now. Crack open a cold one, just get myself running. But yeah, Hydra and Sugar Rush, both teams I've fared against when I was still playing, and I would say that both of them have pretty high potential in terms of what they can achieve.
Ooh, that's exciting. Can you tell me actually a little bit more about these teams? I know I can recognize a few names here, such as Flynn, and a few
Soul,
others.
Saji on side of Sugar Rush, yeah. Still trying to break out of the low-level placements, but in my recognition, each player individually has really strong suits. I think, if I remember correctly, Soul is a backline player. Flynn is a Stamper midline player, and as well Saji is a shooter flex, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure who the Japanese kanji names is, but it could be someone I know of as well, but I just haven't followed on for a while. And one SOS, I fought Hydra as well. Pretty strong team that's trying to break into high mid-level as well, I believe. They do run a very non-conventional comp from what I remember last time around. That was also like 2 months ago, so don't count on me for that.
Oh, okay, so 2 months ago, things can change pretty quickly, but I feel like, with the current state of Splatoon at the moment, there's so much experimentation going on with what's really possible, especially in the short range collection of weapons. A few things that you might kind of expect, especially Rainmaker Crab Leg, is something that can really make use of those grades. So, as a V-Splash one trick, I love getting. I always talk about being a V-Splash one trick, at the moment. But even though you can be a little bit vulnerable getting a crab up onto the grates there, getting it up on those, especially that top right side of that final push is always going to be extremely useful. And if Flynn decides to bring out the very new, is it the Stamper Nouveau?
Yeah, the Stamper Nouveau Neo.
It does look like we're going to be seeing a bit of crab tank in the works, and also with the Nessa on the other side on Hydra bringing out the
C-Jet.
What weapon is that? The C-Jet,
That's
of course.
C-Jet, yeah, with the new rain buff too.
Useful.
Oh, we have a DC in already.
DC.
I cannot escape the scuffed commentary allegations where every set I com actually will at least have a DC. So sorry, everyone. Back to traditions.
That's okay. At least it happened at the very start. You don't want to have a DC halfway through a match, then you have to look up, hang on, what are the DC rules again, and try and figure out whether that warrants a replay, whether you have to figure everything out again. And
it's basically whoever DCs within the first half a minute, or the score hasn't dipped down 30, then then you're fine to keep going. But gives us a little bit more time to talk about the maps and also the weapons that they're running, Like, I want to say, I haven't seen crap like Rainmaker on a lot of map lists anymore, or at least that I know of. Haven't been seeing it more often than not. So it's a really interesting game opener for everyone that's playing in SOS today.
Yeah, I agree. It is a really good, interesting game opener as well. I like both routes. I like the little jump up, especially in the left side. Or if you manage to get up onto the right side, especially with that bridge with the grates over there on the right side, that can always be a really powerful push if you have support, if you have really good special support from the rest of your team as well. And having to constantly have to deal with the two main height elevations here, the two main different levels. You've got your top mid, you've got all those grates, you've got of course your plats closer to your spawn area as well, which but I find that these different heights in this map,
I mean, it's definitely also
pushes,
a factor.
Yeah,
it's also a factor where this map, like you said, the high elevations, right? There's also the grates that you can play on. However, the only really recently strong weapon defining ones that can utilize those grates are the Splatlings, more specifically the Ballpoint. But like, if ever since Ballpoint got hit with the nerf, the 5-degree nerf, and also like just seeing less use overall because pencil plus cooler defining meta, Inkjet is not getting much use out of it. It's just not seen as often as like some other backlines that we've seen. And C-Jet could be very promising, you know, if Hydra can make that work.
Yeah, you know, the C-Jet I thought was interesting, but the other thing I wanted to talk about regarding the C-Jet choice, especially with the Ink Storm as well, is that you don't have, like, even though you have a little bit of block visibility with those two little pillars on either side of the grates there, regarding middle of the map, it's gonna be a great... no pun intended, a great special to be able to take control over mid as well.
I mean, yeah. But it's a very different dynamic for both of these teams right now. As we have like a very quick comp coming from the side of Hydra, but Sugar Rush is opting for the very slow mid-line, backline, and two front type of deal at the moment to try and work with. Both of these teams are going to be having very largely different pacings, and it's going to be up to the team who can utilize their kits the best to be able to take the fight, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Sugar Rush playing the relatively slow comp, especially having the later on there as well. Doesn't look like two of those players are going to be taken out of the game actually on both sides, but still it's going to be Hydra picking up the Rainmaker first, having to just swim straight to the mid and get taken out immediately as they were running for that checkpoint. This is going to be Sugar Rush getting that pop, getting those drinks out as well, but it does look like actually, they almost managed to sneak in. Hydra almost managed to sneak that dunk in the end anyway.
No, nearly done it, but Flynn is clearing the path away for their team to be able to clear up that space and the Sugar Rush they get from that soda as well, and breaking that first check within the 20 seconds they've been picked up. That's quick succession coming from this, and a Crafton to back it up. This is looking to be a very strong push if they can dodge that Zuka. Yes, they do. It's just left of Soul on that Rainmaker right now to hold them off, but that miss from C-Jet is going to hinder them just a little bit, down to 49. No, 39 now. That's a great push coming from the first one, considering how far you have to travel that. Great to be able to go through Lily.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the crab tank I was really looking for there, especially just to follow up on that first push, grabbing that checkpoint. Hydra still has yet to get that checkpoint, but hopefully with the help of this Ink Storm here, they can do it with the rest of Sugar Rush kind of pushed out of the way as well, having to move around to dodge that Ink Storm. Does look like they do manage to stop, and with those three players going on Hydra as well, things just look like it's going to be going a little bit back and forth here. It does look like they need someone on the rest of their team to be able to help them push here, because they're just going to be blocked by all those bombs and Toxic Mist and not being able to move anywhere without any help there. And it does look like that's exactly where they lose the Rainmaker as well.
Ooh. That's fine for them right now, but I also noticed something, Lily. Both of these teams have like free mirror specials. It's just vastly different playstyles that's going on between them, and they got one support special on each side with Wavebreaker and Rain, if you really consider both of them as a support special. But Zuka, they still have one more shot. They what? What just happened?
What? Okay. Well, okay, getting back to the game, it does look like things are kind of going back into a neutral game with all players kind of jumping back into mid, trying to gain control over the center of the map again. Of course, the shot on Sugar Rush is going to be taken down here, and that Zuka, hopefully it's trying to force them back a little bit. It does look like they're getting picks in the right area, or at least forcing the fight on one side of the map, while they can try and hopefully make the jump on the other side. It does look like they are going to be taken down as the rest of Sugar Rush has rotated over there. They are keeping a very good eye on where Hydra really wants to be going here, and just blocking, just defending extremely well any attempts at pushes. Hydra's pushes have kind of been inching forwards with each one, so they don't have like a huge amount of points left to be able to take a lead from them, but it just really comes down to Hydra being able to stay alive and get Sugar Rush's defenses down in order to make that push happen in the first place. They're gonna have to try and make Sugar Rush, like, force them to make some kind of mistake or something like that. Sugar Rush,
there we go,
still haven't been able to get much as big a lead off that 39 which they got earlier in the game, however.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, waiting for those mistakes to happen is going to be key for Hydra to try and retake this now, as a little bit of a stagger is happening for the side of Sugar Rush, going one by one, down and down, but Soul still managed to grab the Rainmaker and stall a little bit longer here. Down situation. for Sugar Rush. It's just left of Flynn to hold on to mid, and 1 minute left on the clock too. Sugar Rush does not have any specials or manpower at the moment to fight this off. Hydra has 2 specials, I believe. Still have that crab tank ready as well. Just diving in. Flynn Esther is not going to be able to stop that Rainmaker, but with the Zuka coming from Saji is going to be able to stop that immediately. 2 down now. This is going to be a turning point for Sugar Rush if they want to be able to hold on to this lead, Lily. 30 seconds here.
No, that was a Zuka in the face for sure, but I love seeing how Hydra is able to quickly skirmish and hold them back to try and create some kind of distraction here. They really need to focus on clearing the path ahead in order to get a lead. Does look like they could potentially take it up. Exactly
They
that.
have to be careful here.
It does look like having those Julians out ahead like that. Unfortunately, if they do get taken down, Julians still managing to stay alive. Hopefully they can get Flynn out of here and get that cab tank ready for this push to happen.
Someone has to grab the Rainmaker on Hydra. Someone has to grab the Rainmaker on Hydra. They do grab it, but it's just a 1v2 at the moment now left. Like you said, it's going to be close. If Zoran is going to be able to run this Rainmaker through by themselves, they're going to get sold by 1. They're not going to be able to get Saji before that shot comes out. That's going to be game 1 for Sugar Rush.
Wow, what a game! What like that? Can we just talk a little bit about that movement at the end from the Rainmaker carry? Like, what was going on there? Being like the only one alive with the Rainmaker, especially in those last few minutes, knowing this is like all or nothing. I must stay alive. I feel like just all the survival instincts kind of kicked in at that moment. There's the fist pump as well. To
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. That's nicely done for Sugar Rush. They got that lead at the start, managed to hold off and continue that continue that momentum. Excuse me. All the Sugar Rush in my mouth from the soda and the candy is catching up on me right now.
Yeah, you don't want to crash later on. I feel like there was Sugar Rush had a very good fast push.
Stay hydrated, everyone.
They managed to hold on to that for the rest of that match as well. I love seeing the crab tank come out to support that push as well.
Yeah.
And just being able to patiently wait out, make sure that you dodge the Zuka.
Yeah. But like, I'm really surprised though, Lily, like how both of these teams comms play so similarly, but also yet has such a drastic difference in their momentum at the moment. Because, like, not to be biased here, but Charger on Rainmaker just now, it wouldn't be something I would do. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it on a Rainmaker map, but seeing how crap like mid is so dominantly favorable for an E leader here, I would say that was a really nice choice that they tried it. And I know Soul is a mostly leader player, so there's not going to be any compromises coming from them, and I believe that they're a really good shot as well. So let's see how that translates to when we go into tower control Mako Mart, because I don't remember this, but I don't think neither of these teams have a AoE option. And you know how strong AoE options are on Mako Mart.
Oh yeah, now this will be interesting. I mean, I've seen teams come to Mako Mart tower control, especially with like a shooter comp or something, and still manage to kind of make it work, because of course, this comes down to being able to outpaint, take your space from those fights. But if we do see that in terms of the splash tag, Zark does have like a bucket, potentially a machine.
Yeah.
Okay, it does look like actually not them, but we do have an end try on one side. We have Soul on the
custom blaster
with the now this should be interesting. Hopefully we can see some quick picks.
Tetra dualies too. Yeah, what is it called again?
Wow.
What is it called? A light Tetra? No, it's called light Tetra. Yeah, with the Zipcaster sprinkler. This is interesting. A big change of pace for both of these teams, and like we said, like the AoE options are going to be coming up for this match specifically, with the custom blaster and the tri-slosher and maybe Tetris as well, to see how much more aggressive Hydra can get with this comp. But it is still going to be in favor for Sugar Rush in this first push. Just that Toxic Mist is going to stop that tower riding for just a little bit here, as well as Nessa is just trying to hold off this first checkpoint as long as they can. And now it is time for Sugar Rush to break this checkpoint. Are they going to be able to, though? Are they going to have to avoid that Zipcaster, though? They're going to have to dance around that tower to be able to get that first check, and they do. 2 down on the side of Sugar Rush is going to stop that push right here now.
Yeah, that was 3 down now, actually. It does look like Hydra's already gained all that control in mid. They're trying to surround Collapse down on Soul there, and with the help of that Inkstorm, they are going to be taking control over the, even over towards the Fat as well. Does look like Hydra is coming in full force, taking the lead, and really forcing back Sugar Rush from being able to actually have any options to come back in as well. Hydra, as we saw, to initiate this push, to start off this push, they were collapsing down on any isolated player from Sugar Rush. Being able to pick players off one at a time does look like Hydra has been actually forced back now, but we can see them we can see now Sugar Rush really trying to work together, try and pick up those players as well. But it's really going to come down to whether they win or lose, because they're losing players once again.
Oh, but the splashdown cancel! And able to avoid the fist of explosions as well just now. It's going to be a close one for Hydra to be able to lose this lead, but it's still Hydra in favor of most things at the moment, as this momentum is going to carry through with the specials and with this tower trading into mid. Zoran just finished up their Zuka here, and that means not much special on the side of Hydra, but that is a 2-down situation once again for the side of Sugar Rush. If they're able to take advantage of this right now, Hydra should be able to get a lot more score here, but they're just waiting right now, just waiting a little bit. They want to set this up perfectly. There we go. They were waiting for the cooler and the rain to come down, as now they're going to ride this tower through and through to try and get a little bit more points than 51, but they're going to get shut down, 2 of them, by the Heavy, I believe.
Yeah, that's just the light Tetra who's left alive as Sugar Rush has to quickly regain that lost space once again. But Hydra's already coming in really strong as force Sugar Rush pretty much just to back off here. I feel like Sugar Rush kind of needed to be able to take that opportunity a little bit quicker, but they are losing players once again with Hydra. Oh my goodness, Hydra's kind of like just being able to win disorient them. We can see like these players being picked up on either side now as both teams are trying to gain control. But you know, Sugar Rush, that opportunity that they almost lost has come back for them once again.
Yeah,
to be
definitely.
able to regain their space, and we are once again.
Recall this might be a lead flip. Yeah, this could be a lead flip push here right now, Lily, but I said too soon. Commentators curse. That's going to be down to 57. I should not have said anything from both of these teams, as now Hydra has to regain that ground in mid, and like you said, this is going to be a tight fight on who can set up that push quicker and stronger in succession as well. But with 1:20 left on the clock, Sugar Rush doesn't have much options if they really want to be able to get this push. They have to stay alive, get their specials ready, and hopefully hold off this push to not get much more points onto this.
Yeah, I want to say that like every time Hydra has a push set up, they already have like pretty much all of the paint, all the turf painted up in front of the tower. It's really slowing down Sugar Rush's options to move back in, which means that when Sugar Rush has had their opportunities to try and take the middle of the map back again, like we're seeing here, they kind of like forced back and end up losing fights because they don't have those options to move and be able to stay alive.
That's a clutch kill, like you said too. Those moments where you just stay alive can help your team a lot, especially for the side of Sugar Rush right now. But this is the last-ditch effort coming from both of these teams, especially Sugar Rush now, as they're diving through mid, not contesting the paint. They just have to contest the area and get those picks out of the way. Heavy is going to get that Wavebreaker down on the tower and start pushing it as well, clearing out the area and able to mark out an enemy as well. 2 of them actually. They're able to stop that and to stop them all down. It's just left with the Tri-Slasher. That's 2 down. The both of them are just respawning. Lead flip is going to be for Sugar Rush at the moment, and 3 down on the side of Hydra as well. It's just left Zoran on the tower. They did manage to neutralize it for their favor, but are they going to be able to take it? Overtime now. Yes, it's for favor of Hydra. They're just jumping in one by one, all by themselves, but not going to be able to do it. Sugar Rush clutches out in the end, Lily.
Wow, that wipeout, that was like, oh man, you just had to see those coordinated fights there. Constantly, Hydra was trying to grab that tower back off of them, but Sugar Rush was just there, just in those key spots, knowing that if anyone from Hydra touched the tower, they had the custom blast there. They had someone, I think it was, I can't remember who it was actually, on the other side of the tower as well, just to help them pick off any RNG shots or anything like that. Stray shots, chipping away anyone there. It was
Saji and So, I believe. No, it was yeah. On the tower was the Heavy, which the names we could not pronounce, but it was Saji and So who cleaned it up at there. That perfectly encapsulates what tower control overtime looks like for you, non-competitive people.
Absolutely, but that was such a good even game as well. I loved seeing Sugar Rush's fighting power in particular, even though, and I always talk about how important being able to like paint the ground is, because when you have the ability to come back in very quickly because everything's already painted up for you, then you can hold your lead for a long period of time, which is what Hydra had been able to do a lot in that game. But I think Sugar Rush, just being able to win those key fights in particular, especially towards the end, just to make sure that they could get that lead, it was just like perfectly timed for them, I think, in the end. Where
like it definitely was that push setup, like you said. Although they didn't paint the ground as much, they did find enough space, and especially I would say credit to the wave breaker that was on that tower. Just like cleaned up most of the fights, or just started most of them, where you chipped out 45 of them already, and it combos with most of the weapons there really well. Blaster can one hit you, Stamper can one hit you, and then a shot just has to land 2 more shots on you. It's just perfect.
Absolutely, it is perfect.
It is still playoff free, right, Lily? So we have to look at Zones Mahi in a little bit.
I love Zones Mahi. This is the fun one. This is one of my favorites. Flat Zones maps. I love the size. It's little, and then it gets bigger. Oh, it is best of actually.
Yeah, it is.
So unfortunately,
right?
we won't.
Yeah.
It is best of. So we won't be.
Oh, it is.
We won't be seeing Mahi this time around. Mahi's flat zones, but I do love Mahi zones. So.
Oh well. It is going to be round 1 over though, so man, we won't be able to see Mahi zones. Maybe we'll see it later in winner bracket. Maybe.
I hope so. I love Mahi zones. But in any case, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to take a look at some of these other teams that are playing very quickly, because we do know in this bracket, I believe in this bracket that we're seeing, this pool in particular, Nessie's pools, we have 14 of them. And this one we have Sugar Rush, Hydra, and Project R.A.T. Project R.A.T is another team definitely to look out for here as well.
Definitely.
In this swim of sync. They have been grinding tournaments recently, I think.
Yeah.
And doing pretty well as well.
Another couple notable ones I want to talk about is like Red Pacific is back in the action once again. And I also see a couple of very friends like Kitty Parfait, some of mid-level friends of mine are playing as well. Calamity Forge Neo, some of the really notable low-level teams in as well. Pandora, Ominous, Helios, and then also Persistence, Super Team 5, and Squid S as well. Just like very notable teams, I would say, in each of these pools as well, if you're going to bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. But in any case, I think we'll be taking a very short break before we go to... Are we going to do round 2? Actually, speaking of notable teams, 20 Pew Pew, that's a pretty notable team. I don't feel like I see them in a lot of tournaments. I think like the last time I saw them play must have been 20XX.
Yeah.
Which was a little while ago now.
Night Sharks 20 Pew Pew. Yeah. I've never heard of them though, so yeah. We still cutting into a break after this Genie setup. Yeah, I think we do. So once everything's set back up, we'll come back once again to see how these two teams are gonna fare in round 2. The year is 20 Pew Pew, and everyone plays Bamboo Ate as levels of perfection, and all shots are gonna be trades, and the matches are decided by latency, everyone. Welcome to SOS 137, round 2, Night Sharks versus 20 Pew Pew here.
Oh, this is an exciting one. Definitely recognizable team 20 Pew Pew, as you can see from the bamboo logo.
Oily, my goat!
Ollie here playing the Bamboozler, I'm sure, but I'm curious to see what Night Sharks are going to bring to the table to match this team. I believe in this previous set, 20 Pew Pew came out on top, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, 20 PP was the one that came out on top on their last match just now. Night Sharks, they lost a 2-0, I believe. Pew Pew won 2-1 just now.
Oh, okay, exciting. So that would have been a pretty nice close set, I believe. I'm curious to see how these two teams stack up as well.
Yeah.
We will be seeing them first, actually, on Clamplet Scorch Gorge.
And then Undertow Rainmaker, and then Tower Ship Shape. Ooh.
If we do get to a game,
I love all of these maps. Oh my god. I love all these maps, Lily. I am not biased at all when I say I'm a charge. I'm totally not 100% a Charger player, and I love all 3 of these maps very much so. Totally not biased at all.
Alright, I'm sure that we'll be seeing, hopefully, a bunch of
at least one charger, you know.
At least one Bamboozler.
I'm excited. Wait, 20 PP. Come on,
we
come on.
are seeing on the side of 20 PP. There we go, the quad Bamboozler. Exactly what we expect from them. Curious to see what Night Sharks bring to the table. We are actually seeing, the pencil, classic pencil. Also from Forfeit, we're seeing Sea Junior, which is not something I tend to see every day, but it does. Its special did get a bit of a buff, and this might hopefully be able to at least help them locate where 20 PP is going to be coming from. Oh, I don't. Hopefully, we aren't going to be seeing matches decided by latency. However, they are going to be losing a player. 2 players actually on either side here, with 20 PP still vying for control, having to wait out this crab tank. However, but Night Sharks already have the power plant ready to go. They just have to dodge these whales. That's another thing I feel like is kind of strong in meta at the moment. Whales.
Yeah, definitely. But this is like the biblically accurate, lore accurate way the Squid Beak Splatoon fight off the Octarians back in Splatoon 1. This is like the most lore accurate way you can play the game. 20 Pew Pew is gonna be stacking that up, and like you said, those weapons are not that familiar for the side of Night Sharks, especially the Sea Junior, definitely so. But with that Wavebreaker buff, and like you said as well, it's going to be very intriguing to see how they react with the Echolocator part of it as well. But both of these teams struggling to pull space in between as well, just building up their economy, building up that space and specials as well. But really, can I say specials? 20 PP only has 4 whales.
So they have 4 whales, but when you've got 4 whales that you're going to be dealing with, those are 4 global range specials. They can cut through solid. Look at the terrain there. It just goes all the way through, like we saw. That is going to be an absolute headache on the side of Night Sharks. Just have to get through there. Yeah. Night Sharks have gone 3 players down. This could be where 20 PP is actually going to be able to make that attempt to push once again if they can get everyone to come back in time. However, we can see they're trying to get rid of that. Trying to get rid of that pencil. I know how you feel about pencil, by the way. I'm sure you're happy to see pencils being taken out of the game.
Definitely so. It's more so like right now, Pencil is going to be having a rough time if they cannot space out correctly, because they have... Look at the free whales! They still have 1 more left to use, and they used it to push in onto their side of the map. This is going to be the first score for 20 PP to be able to set up at the moment, and now scores are ticking down for the favor of 20 PP, still going down a really further out right now. Very good scores coming from them.
Yeah, absolutely. A push to 47. This is good. This is what they've been waiting for, and I feel like, this is the classic Scorch Clams situation of you really have to be able to set up that score perfectly because of how well you can defend on that basket as well, and how many few options, how many dice options actually. You got one especially dicey option and across those grades, and of course being able to take control over that ramp, as we can see here defending from. Is basically where you have to kind of throw all your specials and make sure everyone from the side of Night Sharks is down and out of game, having been picked off before you can really make those pushes happen. But you know, 20 PP have kind of lost all the space that they had before in the game, and that crab tank being set up in top mid, hopefully if they can push 20 PP back far enough, they can get something going, a return push, but I don't actually see that happening anytime soon.
No, I don't think it will, because the cooler just went down when all the specials have been popped. Oh, but 20 PP's one special they could have gotten has just went down as well, but they're building up their reservoirs really quickly here, 20 PP. They're going to be able to hold off this push relatively soon, but that dunk is going to come in first before the specials can happen. Whoa! Did the C Junior just had a Battle Junior moment and got 2 bamboos at once?
Wow, man, I hope so. I'd love to see a C Junior pop up like that. Unfortunately, the C Junior there just got popped out of the game there with Nifty here, trying to stay alive, trying to fend them off here as 22 rather, battling out to really try and regain mid once again.
Oh, regaining mid, they're trying, like you said, but just by with 2 clams actually. Night Sharks was not able to get that lead, but we're going to see how both of these teams are going to try and figure out this course of action, because there's only 45 seconds left. First pick from Toast with the Inkzuka is going to be able to find a way for Lawful to be able to get in to go for a trade here. Toast still trying to fight for this as they have 2 power clans forced to retreat because 2 of their backlines actually. The Pencil and the Doolies just now went down. It's just left up them for the respawn to be able to hold off this push now. 20 seconds left on the clock. 20 people looks like if they have a better situation than Night Sharks at the moment. That stagger for Night Sharks is not doing them any favors.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 20 PP probably, if they can get these isolated players like Nifty, who kind of dropped down there, having to fend things off once again, trying to duck the cover pretty much to stop 20 PP from taking them out to allow the rest of Night Sharks to come back in and win flash.
Oh, the whale.
Those whales are just going to be such an impressive force against them. 20 PP, all they need to do is make sure that they have this final dunk in to confirm the game for them, and that is going to be first game going to 20 PP. A nice close one. A nice close one. I do love seeing a quad bamboo team, quad bamboo team, come out and actually show what you really can do with this weapon.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I love looking at the map. You can see what happened and where, because there's only one type of weapon. You see the straight lines coming from the shots. You also see the circles coming from the autobomb explosions. You can just tell. It's so funny.
I mean, that's really good for the opposing team, because you always know where, like, the orientation of the other team. You don't know exactly who it is over there, but you always know. Actually, you know what? It would suck for callouts. Bamboo on left, bamboo on greats, bamboo top mid.
Bamboo top mid, bamboo.
You don't know who it is.
Yeah, you really don't know
who it is, but yeah, it's the kind of thing where if you are able to, I guess, strategize around that, then you can take them out. But you know, 20 PP, I think that also shows the strength of Whale at the moment, especially when you have at least a couple of them. I think Whale, I like the special.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good aggressive special, not just to be able to scope out where the other team players are, but also to get chip damage to force, especially force out backlines like the Pencil on Night Sharks. Whenever those whales came out, the Pencil was basically kind of useless because they were getting locked on with those whales, unfortunately. And
yeah,
that
but
really
definitely so. It's gonna be, like you said, just so amounts of like trails of pain and stuff they can work with. But what do you think, Rainmaker, now though? That might struggle a bit considering they're only bamboo, but they do have auto bombs.
Yeah, the auto bombs are going to be great if they can throw the bombs in that way. I think Whale is, like, once that first check of Whale, having at least one Whale there is going to pop a bubble very quickly.
Definitely, yeah. But I would like to see how they're gonna be playing this out, because Pencil is also, I would say, not the strongest, but oh yeah, hey Vanilla, let's go.
Yeah, well, you know, it is Rainmaker. It does have the ink back as well, which is going to be fantastically useful at getting those pushes in. It does look like Nifty's also going to be playing 52 gal here.
Yeah.
Opening Gambit 52 gal, so hopefully they can get a lot of picks early on in the game, picks for assists in order to
Nope.
be able to, unfortunately...
10 seconds in, they already went down.
You know, that's the thing. When you see opening Gambit, you got to know, I have to get that player out first, just to make sure they never get value out of it. And that's exactly what 20PP did here. They just need to be able to make sure they can continually get those picks as well in order to maintain their control, maintain their advantage.
There
But they actually might be pushed back just a little bit. Actually, Nightshot's pushed back just a little by those whales here.
Oh, Desper! Oh, Desper was on a roll there, Lily. Sorry to... They just got 2 and made 1 jump out. That's basically a solo quad at the moment almost there. My goodness.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And you know, this is the kind of thing that we saw in the previous games. So once those whales did come out, that's basically going to be Nightshots collapsing. We're seeing Drift here go on the flank just to be able to see if they can take control and cancel that ace back as well. This is fantastic for 20 people. They're having an absolutely dominant game. You know, you said, I feel like this was kind of slightly worrying for Quad Bamboo, but they've absolutely made it work getting push 15 this early in the game.
They are absolutely killing it out there, Lily. But now they're gonna have to worry because they have all the specials and stuff ready. But I wanted to point out as well, like you said, it's all Bamboo, right? They don't know who they're fighting, but at least they know who they're fighting. Because unlike Night Sharks, 20 people has to worry about some of the sharking or the walls and such that they have to face. Bamboo isn't that great of an object weapon that can shred those walls, so they have to actively try and avoid fighting it directly.
Yeah, absolutely, and that means, I think, you know, always a good choice trying to go for. We can see already, like, trying to dodge 53 gal, having the whale there so that they don't have to deal too much with the wall and can push them out of position, so they're not actually getting that much value out of their wall as a player themselves. But with those 2 players going down once again, that whale popped. Here comes not a whale. The Rainmaker popped. Here comes the whale. Wisdom here is, I think, trying to get into a position to at least get some height advantage and stay alive from the charger in mid, but they're going to be bombed out here, perhaps not being able to get as much as they thought here. I'm not sure how long they can hold this Rainmaker as the Zuki comes out. It does look like they're going to be losing out that push, but if they can just defend this, they will probably be able to come back in pretty well, but
here comes that 52 though, and that ink back though. Like we said, they have to avoid those things if they really want to be able to survive, and they don't. But that is going to be the charger going down for the side of Night Sharks. Like he said, it is a rough situation for Night Sharks to be able to try and push this in, considering the amount of resources that they have to put in to just maybe avoid not getting too tapped from a very optimal range at the moment. But there is still 2 minutes. It is Rainmaker. A lot of things can happen, and you know, who knows? Might just be Night Sharks' lucky day if they can catch a break, if they get 3 of those down. Actually, that is a very great break for them to hold on to this for, if they can able to find some more space, and as well as going through that left side of that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like that they actually have quite a good amount of control over here, especially with Nifty having kind of cleared the path for them. But that is going to be those wheels going all the way through there, ultimately stopping the Rainmaker. The score is 20-15. It is so close. It's I think the PP stands for 15 in this case. But with that wipeout, once again, Night Sharks might actually be able to use this advantage. If they can just dodge 20 PV's defenses here, they might be able to get some kind of lead. We're seeing the Rainmaker being taken over those grates. Still not being...
So close. This is so close. The rail is going to come out, but this is looking to be a very pop favorable for Night Sharks at the moment. If they can't get that second whale to come out soon, they're not going to be able to. That Inkback didn't come out the second that they needed to, as well as just left out the shot on toast to be able to try and push this by themselves, but that's not going to be possible. You're fighting against Quad Bamboo. So much whale, so much autobomb. That's going to be stuck in that corner now with Wisdom and trying to fight off that Rainmaker, as they do, still stuck in that court area of 20 Pew Pew here. Charger is going to win that 1v1 and is going to be able to secure jumps for their team here to further keep trying to hold this push on. It is 30 seconds, Lily, and it is happening. That Rainmaker magic is going to come out, and hopefully in favor for Night Sharks at the moment as they find another pick. Ooh, this Charger's putting in some work right now.
Absolutely. I love seeing this Charger's position, just being able to help their team support behind, get those key picks as well. But if they're not able to hold them back for much longer, we can see already how 22Q is trying to be able to take some space back for themselves, actually slowly inch forwards. The thing that they have to do more than anything is just defend in these last few seconds, and it does look like with that Rainmaker having gone down in that moment, this is exactly what they need to win the game. There is not going to be an overtime there, because if 20 Pew Pew, I believe if 20 Pew Pew was holding the Rainmaker and then lost it, that would have given Night Sharks the opportunity
that
to
would
make
have
it come back in overtime.
But unfortunately, no. That last pick at the end with that 10 seconds is just not what you needed to, because as soon as you go down, there's no overtime guaranteed for you. So that's going to be a 2-0 for 20 Pew Pew moving out of round 2 here.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic to see what you can do with Bamboo, of course. And, you know, I loved seeing actually how, like, would you say we were kind of at least interested to see how a weapon that is famously not good at object damage can do in the mode where object damage is one of the primary things you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not playing for the pop. That's what we know for sure. They're not going to be playing exactly for the Rainmaker every single time. And we've seen that, because most of the pops have favor for Night Sharks, and they know it. So they just have to find out contingency plans that they can just avoid losing such ground when such pop happens. So it's up to the 20 Pew Pew members who know how to play that weapon and know how to coordinate. Do that. I got no words for them.
Yeah, you know, I think that's also, you know, I think that's also like really good advice as well when you find that you're going to Rainmaker and trying to figure out okay, which team is most likely to pop based on what weapon combo you're running, what has the most object damage, who's got object shredder, stuff like that. If you know that the other team is more likely to get popped, then you're going to be playing around, making sure that you have the space, see if you can get some earlier picks and find some other advantage for your team, especially regarding what specials you can get to prevent an early advantage from the team that does get popped from your opponents, of course. Because if you do find that you early on do not get that first Rainmaker pop, you might not necessarily, you might end up getting the first push, you know, which was what we saw. I believe we saw 20 PP do that pretty quickly. Actually managed to take the Rainmaker over to the left side.
Yeah, definitely so. But it is going to be round 2 out of the way here, and next we're gonna have the Star Squids versus alphabluu.
alphabluu.
Alphabluu. Yeah, but we'll catch a break real quick, come back later, and see what these two teams has to offer. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Swim or Sink number 137. I'm Lily and I'm here with Lila. We are the Lily and Lila podcast once again, and we're going to be taking you through this next set between the Star Squids and alphabluu. I believe alphabluu is overtime, almost.
Almost Alfred, almost 3 out of 5 of them are overtime. But yeah, against Star Squids right now, both teams are 2-0 in their sets right now, so this will be a very interesting last match to be watching.
Oh, this will be. I love seeing these kind of like decider matches. These kind of like tiebreaker matches, where we're going to be seeing which team is going to be going into which bracket. Of course, Star Squids and alphabluu having one of these teams is going to be losing this half the first time.
Yeah, definitely. One of them is going to go home a loser at least once from here. But if you haven't heard, anyways, I don't know. If you haven't been following or not, but alphabluu consists of 3 members from overtime here: Melomania, Zook, and Bubbles. And if you
know
if
what
don't...
that means, right?
Yeah. I think I know what that means. We're definitely we're definitely seeing a tri-slosher. I'm joking.
We're gonna be seeing. I'm predicting Dreadringer. I feel like Dreadringer is kind of the choice to expect at this point.
I've seen a couple clips from Bubbles as well of them playing Rapid Deco Pro.
Oh.
And also like just Rapid Deco in general, I believe, and that's gonna be interesting to see. Zook, you know, that Carbon guy, and Mello, that Dreadringer guy as well.
Yeah,
Bear
gonna
actually.
Be fun, I think,
Bear is
watching these weapons come in.
Yeah, Bear is from Eggshells, and I believe they're Dooley's one trick, or Dooley's weapons type one trick.
Oh, okay. You know, I think that'd be good, especially with like having an aggro player like that can skirmish really well, that can really cause some kind of distraction out the front. Always going to be great, especially when you have a Dreadringer that can just stay back a little bit more safe and finish off those fights, of course, because, you know, getting the 90 damage, if you can get the like a Tetris or V-Julies or something out in front, getting a shot on someone, following up by a Dreadringer, that's gonna be a fantastic one.
Look at that. Yerp. It's gonna be exactly that they're gonna be pulling out, both teams with that pencil and their respective frontline weapons. That's gonna be so aggressive for both of these teams to duke it out in this zone. I, for one, don't want to play Hagglefish Market Zones anymore, but, you know, it's a good map.
Yeah, Hagglefish Zones, in the tournament I run, I don't have it in the map pool because I thought, you know, there are lots of, you see Hagglefish Zones kind of everywhere, but it is one of those maps which are it's very clear, and in terms of like how you play it. It's pretty much a straight line, but it's the best straight line map, best full-way map that we have in terms of being able to take space and also make use of these lower areas on down the sides as well. Like we saw that crab tank, which I think was a pretty cool spot for one to be able to get that space for the rest of the team. But it's still gonna be the Star Squids in advantage here.
Yeah, Star Squids still has that man advantage and able to cap that zone back down with that penalty timer as soon as it happens. And now ticking down from 70, they're going to have to try and find some space here, alphabluu, to try and be able to go back in. But that is one jump out and the 50 going down as well. This is the prime time for alphabluu to be able to retake that zone and try and go in as much as they need to as well. Melomania with that reflighter clearing up space, letting Zook in, but that's not going to be able to succeed in those picks. The pencil player on Star Squids, it's going crazy right now. I think that was 3 kills in succession for them.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, I thought for a moment that that blue here was kind of screwed. Getting another pick on Bowls as well, this is just going to be holding him back. I feel like this is their Slayer weapon on the side of the Star Squids. My goodness, getting a couple more picks as well, getting one on Luke as well. I think this is just going to be just the final
KO.
switch to 0.
Yeah,
this is gonna be
I thought
KO.
alphabluu got the recap here just now, but yeah, the re-slider cheese, let's go!
1 point left to go. This is exactly what alphabluu really needed to be able to prevent that from
thought-
happening. Of course,
I thought that first
Reef
Reef Slider coming out just now before, like a minute ago, got the back cap, but this is a close 1 point, 1 point from KO that the Star Squids has against alphabluu right now. Just like a big sigh of relief, you know. You love it when we can see that happening, and they do get one with the Reef Slider. They get 2 off the combo as well. That's really nice.
That is really nice. That's going to be holding Star Squids back in their spawn. We can see that alphabluu has, I think they took their space extremely aggressively here. Even considering how much value you can get from the Dread Ringer that's unfortunately taken out. This probably means that, especially with the help of course, the Ultra Stamp, they are going to be coming back, you know, retaking mid. We see all those specials coming out.
Yeah.
Stopping alphabluu from getting past 14 with those 3 players coming down once again. This is Star Squid's turn to kind of get back into the kind of position they were at before. Blue's probably just trying to at least keep things painted.
Ooh.
This time, however, alphabluu knew that they needed to get that pencil out of the way in order to be able to get anything done here, because that was a big long push, especially with the help of the Stamper, the wipe and pencil early on to push down to a score of 1. But Star Squids still have pretty much an advantage, and they're holding on to this lead that they've had since then pretty well, I'd say. They're not like moving up too quickly. And alphabluu, because of that, are kind of inching forwards.
Yeah, the alphabluu is definitely inching forward slightly every single time they're recapping that zone. They're gonna have to watch out for what? Hold on, I'm gonna stop for a second there. How did the hammer manage to cancel a Reef Slider while going forwards? That's not how it works. Reef Slider got buffed. You cannot just do that. You cannot put 2 war specials together and just make one work over the other. You can't do that. I mean, judging from last match, we know the matches are decided by latency.
Oh my goodness, I hope these matches aren't decided by latency, because otherwise it's gonna come down to a netcode issue or something like that. However, this in these last 45 seconds, Star Squids, if they can just stay alive, and I think if they manage to successfully take a more aggressive position over alphabluu, we could potentially see them just hold on to this for long enough. But I think alphabluu's actually put them in a tricky enough situation that they can't even get value out of their strikes at this point until they can, and having their specials kind of cancelled and kind of like getting a little bit less value out of them is probably going to make things a lot more difficult, allowing alphabluu, even if they are going to be losing players at that point, at least being able to have a chance to stop Star Squids from holding on. With 3 players down inside of Star Squids, we could potentially see in these last few seconds, maybe in overtime, but that's going to be 3 players down inside alphabluu as well. Star Squids probably going to be coming in clutch that last second, capping the zone, preventing any overtime from happening. And with that 1 point that they were hanging on to by a thread at the very end, still managed to hold on to that lead every single time alphabluu was absolutely threatening them. And I think alphabluu was playing the more aggressive game all the way through that as well. So
Definitely.
That's always a kind of scary thing to be up against.
100%. At the end there, it was just left of Zook on the Carbon to go against Mincy on the 52 there, and that wasn't really a very favorable matchup for Zook there, with no paint from their team as well. They did manage to get like 2 kills up, but it just really wasn't the best fight for Zook to be able to take. I mean, if they did win that, I would be surprised, and also getting that zone cap. But in the end, that numbers advantage, like you said, that momentum carried through, will be more favorable for whoever is in the lead there by that 1 point, who's holding on to that for so long the entire game against all odds.
Absolutely, and it still could go either way, because being a best of 3, we could potentially see alphabluu with a much more aggressive playstyle probably come in really strong in Clan Blitz and Rainmaker. I feel like if you're able to play, especially on Rainmaker, pretty aggressively, you can get some very strong pushes, because if you can go fast, you gotta be able to react.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah,
gotta go fast.
If your team can't react to the sheer speed, and also with the amount of the amount of like reduced visibility from the terrain on Manta Maria as well, the comms become so much more important, because Hagglefish Market, it's so wide open. You kind of see everything that's going on, and the only 2 things that you like kind of need to watch out for, anyone coming down the sides really, who might be trying to flank you.
Yeah.
But Clan Blitz Manta Maria.
Mm-hmm. Clan Blitz Manta Maria is gonna be as another map that I like to not popular picked by a lot of map polls out there a lot again, but let's go see what both of these teams are gonna do, because like you said, it's a map. Well, yeah. I don't know. That Viper has been a big menace against alphabluu at the moment. That Viper hammer, in general, just the amount of chaos that they're causing.
Absolutely. Well, we're going into the match at the moment, so let's hopefully see the Dread Ring come back. I'm looking forward to it. I reckon Dread Ring is going to be powerful here.
Ooh, does ends
I'm
up
heartbroken, but we are
96 deco.
We are seeing Minty on the V try, which is something we haven't seen quite a lot of. But you know, it does have Inkjet. Inkjet's still pretty good, you know. And I think the options for movement, you can kind of like definitely predict where people are going to be coming from here on this map anyway. So being able to like hold key areas with an Inkjet is going to be coming in mega useful as well. However, it does look like we see an unfortunate bomb hit come out on that side. Star Squids have not the advantage just yet with the 2 players having gone down here, but also I do want to mention they are the team with the Kraken of both teams, so you know we could potentially see big lead changes. But as I was saying before, alphabluu being the team that kind of plays aggressively and is able to take up space very quickly, that might not necessarily...
Oh, there's the first Kraken.
Yeah, he's the first Kraken. We can see how quickly they managed to take up in terms of turf control, but if Star Squids are able to stay alive from this fight that alphabluu's taking and be able to jump in, it looks like the Kraken kind of ran out and they kind of like gave up on that and joined the rest of the fight. Unfortunately, that's where Kraken cheese doesn't come in that useful. But you know what comes in useful very well actually is a crab tank, I find.
Yeah, they did held off the front lines a little bit by having to worry about their own base, having a chance of being overrun with that. Now Bear is just trying that power clam in, opting to make their own, getting their first dunk in, but it's just left with bubbles at the moment to try and hold on to mid. The action is going to be shifted towards there once again immediately. Star Squids as much as they can to regroup as fast as they need to as well. There's the crack. They have almost 2 power clams ready. Count 3 if you one day they have in base. Ignore all of that. Zook just killed all of them with the Zuka.
The Zluka, if you will, and in any case, you know, that's just gonna mean that alphabluu is gonna be coming back with a signature aggression, actually with the help of that Inkjet from their ball point is going to be scoring, continuing that score down to 67 here. They haven't even lost any players until that shot goes down, but with the crab tank getting another player down, 3 players lost pretty much. Oh, they almost managed to get a whack. They're still managing to get blue out of the way, but you know, they're just that much more aggressive than the Star Squids that they can actually like continue that frontline positioning, that really far forward positioning, and getting a huge amount of value out of it. They didn't manage to hold on to that power craft for very long. However, I feel like this is going to be Star Squids coming back in control now.
Definitely. Look at the specials ready for the side of Star Squids as well, fighting for mid now, but they do have the cooler ready for the side of alphabluu at the moment. We didn't see Mellow in action for a while. They were probably just cooler ready to go for their team to regroup as fast as they can on mid. Now Bubbles with that Inkjet is going to be able to hold them back. Ooh, that action is actually happening on the side of the streets for the side of Star Squids, able to clear some picks here, and as well as getting a couple of kills, going back out as well. This mid control looking very yellow and very in favor of... Still looking strong, but the clam economy, they're gonna have to worry about just a little bit here, as the Star Squids almost have 2 power clams worth of clams ready to go and dusted. They just have to figure out when they can use it, when they can use that Kraken, and also that Junior as Bubble as well.
Yeah, that Junior's the only player left at the moment, so... alphabluu,
sorry, it cut off on our screen for a while, so yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that. Even involved is contain the safety and actually totally use through power plants to make sure they have them as well. This is hopefully going to give them at least some kind of way back in. If they can just wait for alphabluu to kind of move in too quickly, perhaps they can get some picks on them. And that's 2 of them down. alphabluu getting a little bit eager there, and with those
this way.
that they can't save. Here comes the Kraken jumps. They manage to get one in. They don't at all.
Okay, no, they do. They got it.
They get them in, and there's the lead switch as well in this last minute as well. Now it's going to be down to alphabluu to defend this, and they've lost a couple of players. And if Star Squids is able to actually move back and actually get a few more clams in as well, things might actually be in their favor
they
for
couldn't
the
make
rest of this match.
Yeah, 30 seconds left of this match, like you said. alphabluu will have to pull a miracle out of their pockets if they want to be able to hold this off as long as they need to. Now let's go see how they're going to fare with these 20 seconds. Zook with Dazuka ready to dial up, trying to pick. They do find one. They do find a cooler option, and there's no cooler for the side of the Star Squids. This might be a good opportunity for them to try and go. Zook is going to go in and try and get rid of that bubble. Are they going to be able to get this pick on the junior? Two of them are on them. They're just missing shots on him to let their teams through. Now Inkjet with the bubble here. Bubble with the Inkjet here is going to be able to lead the power clam in, but do they have clams ready? Do they have the time ready here? Bubbles with the one clam in. Are they going to be able to find a couple more? Are the teammates going to be able to make a couple more? They're going to be able to make it!
Oh my goodness, I didn't expect that to happen. I fully expected Star Squids to be able to take that game there with the Kraken jumps that they got in the lead that they got on alphabluu here. But you know, I'm also kind of not surprised that alphabluu managed to actually make a comeback like that in overtime because of how successfully they've been playing aggressively in that match. It does mean we are going to see Rainmaker Scorch, but just to say a few more things about that match that we saw on Clamblitz Manta Maria. In those last few seconds, those last 20 seconds of the game or so, those last 30 seconds of the game, including overtime or so, every single special is going to be so much more. You have to get so much more. You are forced to get so much more value out of it. And if you don't manage to get, like, at minimum, the perfect amount of value out of a Zuka shot, out of the
bubble,
like
the inkjet,
bomb, the bubble, the inkjet, and everything, as you're saying, then you will not be able to get that overtime win that we saw alphabluu take. They just needed to make sure every single special, every single movement came out at exactly the right time. I think there are still things that of course, if they had some more paint there, it would have been a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
If Star Squids were able to get their shots on, then they wouldn't have been able to get that overtime win the way they did as well either. So there are a few things that, like, the Star Squids kind of like didn't defend alphabluu on quite strong enough, which meant that alphabluu still could come back in, even if they had those disadvantages, even if they had everything kind of working against their favor at that moment as well. So it was like
that was just perfectly that was perfectly played in the hands of alphabluu. You like you said, that Zuka shot first took out those cooler options, meaning that they had no respawn. Mello got their cooler ready when pushing up, and when Zook was going up on that right side, I wish we can play on that. That was beautiful. That got enough attention for like a jump that was happening, but there was no jump happen. They had plenty of time to let that walk in for the power clam and just started staggering down, and we saw what happened. But one clam and the teammates be able to finish it off. But it is back to square one for alphabluu at the moment, as the Penso Dreadringer is going to come back out, but Zook is on a very unfamiliar weapon. I think it's on the Neo machine at the moment, but we're going to see two gals, actually quad shooters for the side of Star Squids here, and it's on Rainmaker.
Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. It does look like they do manage to get that pop first, but depends on who's able to take control of mid to really get that first push in. It's going to mean a lot in this game, I believe. Does look like, however, Mel is going to be getting two with the Reef Slider, but that's two down on the side, three down on the side of alphabluu as well. So unfortunately, they do kind of lose out on that play, with Blue having their path kind of painted up already. But I think alphabluu in their aggression was just able to take out the Rainmaker before they can finally get that dunk, of course. With the Kraken also kind of causing a bit of mayhem in the background as well.
Yeah, it's going to be 50 seconds into this match, and the dunk is going to go down in 40 seconds. 46 points on the board for Star Squids. left on the board. It is going to see how far up they can still go. They're trying again still. 28 points and the stagger is happening at the moment, but Zook is going to be able to clean that up, and it's just left the junior in their court still, causing a little bit of a wreck right now. But they're holding on still, and they're finally going down. That's going to be buying Star Squids enough time here to maybe hold on to a bit as Bubbles pick up that Rainmaker with the cooler buff on their team. And so not much is lost for both of their teams, and the cooler output on the side right now, because look at that, 3 down is going to be perfect for alphabluu right now to get that dunk and set up the next push ready to go.
Alright, and that was a pretty good. Actually, you know what? I just want to say that in the first push from Star Squid, I felt like they were another team. I felt like they were playing like alphabluu there, but alphabluu here trying to get as much value as they can from that dunk. It does look like they haven't been able to get any more points. The board that is going to be reset, that Rainmaker, with the bubble going to just be protecting it here, but it still looks like alphabluu hasn't quite given up control of mid. Maybe this Kraken will be able to do something about it, at least to be able to cause some mayhem. But it looks like instead the Kraken's trying to go for the top here. I'm kind of wondering what's going on.
What was their game plan there? Yeah, I'm a little confused on why would you use the Kraken on the Rainmaker. But I digress. We digress, I think.
Sorry.
We're gonna we're gonna see how alphabluu is gonna retaliate after set fact with this push ready to go. It is Ursa a bear on that Rainmaker, but as soon as they pick up, that 52 is gonna be able to find 3 picks for them. Yeah, and it's just Ursa left to try and hold this 1v3. Zook and the others are jumping in momentarily now, but that Kraken now gonna actually run down on the right Rainmaker this time around and getting that pick. Able to secure that space and time as well. 3 minutes off the clock, 2 minutes left here. alphabluu still has to find that space and still has to climb into their base if they really want to be able to get that points down.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like actually alphabluu going to hopefully come back in with a signature aggression here. Star Squids have been able to defend their check really well. So if alphabluu can get like a Zuka, because I know you mentioned that they have that Neo slashing machine, that Zuka is going to be coming in extremely useful to clear out those defenses, and so is this Crab Tank. They do manage to get that Junior out of the way. Hopefully they can actually get the area painted up, because Star Squids is still there. There's still someone there constantly trying to stop them, but with them out of the way, finally they might actually be able to get something going for themselves. But I say that the bubble comes back. They're always constantly defending that.
Yeah. That bubble is giving them such a hard time, because the only really major thing that can deal with that bubble right now is the dualies if you get to the middle of it. But that has proven to be a pretty hard time to try and clear it out. And it's just of the left of the junior once again. But that's going to be a wipeout for the alphabluu. And here is the lead slitching moment here. There we go. 13 points down left on the board. alphabluu able to secure that lead in the last 40 seconds. But hear me out here. We've seen this action for the last 2 matches now, and it has not gone in a favor for both of these teams who were in the lead in I think. So it is just 30 seconds left on the clock. I hope my commentators isn't going to come in, but Star Squids have to put in so much effort like they did before to hold on to that 1-point lead, to hold on to that other push lead as well that they did last second. They're going to have to be very careful on how they want to make this work. They're going to have to take this slowly. They're going to have to build that special. They're going to have to get rid of that cooler option like they did just now, and the Kraken's going to go up and clear that space as well, Lily.
And also they're doing it out of the way, but that Zuka could potentially mean everything. It does look like
Ursa!
They got picked off out the front, and with that final grab at the end from that huge... I feel like that was the biggest explosion I've seen from a Reef Slider, but I guess that's a Reef Slider in combination with the Rainmaker shield explosion. That is going to be alphabluu still taking that final game and taking the set, and they, I believe, that means that alphabluu, they haven't dropped a set.
They have not dropped a single set yet. They're gonna move on to Great White. Yeah.
Wow.
So congratulations to alphabluu shutting off that. They technically, in my opinion, did a very strong reverse sweep coming from game 1 on this set. So congratulations to them, to alphabluu making it all the way into Great White now.
You know, I gotta say, The hardest thing I think for them in that match was being able to clear out Star Squid's defense around the checkpoint. After that checkpoint had been taken, if alphabluu found any kind of headway, and Star Squids knew that alphabluu plays very fast, very aggro. They play very fast, very aggro. If they don't have enough players to defend, to push after that first checkpoint, alphabluu will be very, very, very quick at taking a lead, which they ended up doing. So they were focused. They were hard focusing that defense, constantly having a bubble, constantly having like a wall as well, bombs being thrown up the top of that ramp as well. Anything to slow down alphabluu was pretty much their top priority, I think, around the area.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It is a very crazy thing to get off of. But now that we have your attention as well, there is a piece of news that we have from IPL that we want to share with you. In case you haven't heard, Neon Whale is going to be a new tournament brought to you by SAC here in IPL, focusing on strengthening mid-level scene. They bring you quality matches brought to you from low ink band team mid-level players, and it's going to be in a double elimination format on next Monday, I believe, the February 12th, starting at 8 p.m. ET or 5 p.m. PT, wherever you are. I don't know, but if you're mid-level, do something. Join this tournament. Come on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
Thank you very much, Lila. This has been, I believe that's all of Nessie's pools now, isn't it? So we'll be progressing on to the first round of Great White Bracket Top Cut next. And we already know that alphabluu has made it all the way through to Great White, but what are some of the other teams we'll be seeing perhaps in
who's gonna be in Great White? Yeah, I wanna go look at it real quick. We have so people who have made it through right now: Daydream versus Light Bloom, Ominous, Slay Queens, Chum 41, Luminescence, and Bears in the Super Bowl.
Exciting. There's still also, because we are on Start GG now, that does mean that there is automatic progression over into our bracket, our single elimination bracket stages as well. So there are a couple of matches I think going on at the moment. Daydream, Light Bloom are currently in their match, as well as and Bez in the Super Bowl as well. But with Nessie's pools kind of finishing up at the moment, there's still going to be just like a few teams just waiting on their next match as well to start up, and I'm curious to see who we're gonna see. It's gonna be either Ominous, Slay Queen, Chum 41, Luminescent, I guess. It's gonna be one of those.
We're just waiting on one more pools to finish, so when that happens, actually 3 more pools to finish, so whenever that's done, we're gonna come back, we're gonna have a stream set up for you, and we're gonna see who's gonna be contender for Great White winners tonight. Welcome back, everyone. It is Great White time, and we are here again with Lily here with me again, and we're gonna have our round 1 of Ominous versus Super Team 5.
Ooh, this is exciting. Ominous versus Super Team 5, two, I think, very recognizable teams, I'd say. But the thing about this, they have both come into a Great White bracket, and this is a single elimination bracket as well. So if one of these teams loses this set, that's going to be it from them in this tournament, of course. So things are definitely on the wire at the moment for both these teams. First thing we'll be seeing them on, of course, is Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control. This is, I have a little spreadsheet of myself because I love spreadsheets.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of my hobbies. I've got a little spreadsheet of myself of a whole heap of different tournaments and their map pools, and I compare them and I see what people are running, what changes are happening over time. Inkblot Tower Control, there's no tournament that doesn't run it, I don't think.
Yeah, but before we move on to that, Lily, before we move on to that, both of these teams, I want to say, is like strong mid-level contenders. Super Team 5 last month on low angle was denied entry. Ominous still working onto that alpha bracket, top of the stacks, I believe, as well. So it's just a mishmash of crazy teams here, because I believe both of these teams don't run your standard configuration of cooler, like a cooler bot weapon plus well, cooler bots is a very rough way to put it, but you always have that one cooler farmer and you have your standard front lines with it. No, Ominous and Super Team 5 don't do that. Super Team 5 has Meko, the only like major one I know. That the other two very famous, or is it famous is the word? Yeah, famous Dreadringer players, and so it's Mango, Jin, I know of, are very strong flex players as well. Ominous has a large array of one-trick weaponeers. I think it was, who is it on the Dynamo? I forgot. They have a Dynamo player, they have a Reflux player, and they also have a Glugas player, I believe.
Glugas and Dynamo? My goodness, these are some interesting potential.
Don't count on me on that.
Okay, they would be interesting though. I think Glugas could be pretty good. And actually, as we have updated the correct map list, Rainmaker Museum, I actually think, I've seen some really good and interesting Gluga positioning here. The walls, of course, gonna help with taking control, especially around the other team's spinner, just like you kind of like how you would with a 52 gal, or even like a 96 as well. Any wall weapon really. So that's always going to be useful in terms of being able to take space up pretty aggressively, getting into some nice aggressive spots as well. The thing about Glugas is that it's kind of like a little turret. You set yourself up, you keep yourself safe with the wall, and then you can just kind of like fire your 2-shot if you can at someone, and you have quite a lot of range with it as well. It's one of the longer. Is it longer range than Squelchies?
For Glugas? I'm not sure. I think Swatchies have a longer range, but regardless, let's jump into this and see what both of these teams are instead of us speculating. Oh, they have new tags as well. Ooh. Ominous has new tags. I think that's not there.
Dreadringer?
Yeah, Dreadringer. Meko was a Dreadringer one trick. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we're seeing some very
Toasty is on the Tent Umbrella too. Yeah. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, Ominous just runs so many like unique weapons. I just love watching them play every time.
Ooh, okay. It does look like, however, that Super Team 5 did manage to get the top, and is actually trying to take some control here, but it does look like Toasty is actually going to be definitely distracting them, moving them to the side and helping the rest of Ominous to actually take control of mid with those missiles as well. But having gone 2 players down, Super Team 5 is going to have to move back in and retake control here. We're seeing basically just fights break out on either side. Both teams kind of going down here. But Ominous, with the amount of paint they managed to take, the amount
map control paint.
The amount of map control paint they managed to take early on in the game has, I think, definitely put them at a little bit more of a consistent advantage, which allows them eventually, almost a minute into the game, to pick the Rainmaker.
Yeah, definitely, but that jump is not gonna make it just by an inch. But don't die to the suction bomb while grabbing that cooler. They're gonna be able to get up onto the pedestal, smash it through, and it's gonna be a 2v2 situation left for both of these teams. Make it a 2v1 now for favor of Ominous at the moment. Still going through the plat and holding that Rainmaker pop as well. Going to be in favor for them as they do pop it with the purple paint, as now that second push is going to be set up and ready to go, but unfortunately Toasty's going to go down, and that's their main entrance, main skirmish way to go in out of the water here, but the trades are going in back and forth as the Rainmaker is going to reset. This is looking very grim. Ooh, Stripes with a good shot there to close it off just to make sure that nothing bad happens.
Yeah, they're just holding up these missiles, popping them now, I believe, just to hold them off a little bit from being able to get that checkpoint. Does look like they do manage to go down with a trade there before the checkpoint manages to be taken with 2 players down on either side. This is still going to be Ominous, I think, being able to find an opening, at least to drop down, but that's going to be caught out by that Nautilus, of course. That is going to be a very high kill power weapon, of course, still trying to deal with them. Stop them from trying to move down from that plat. Of course, Super Team 5 have some good control over mid, but Ominous is inching forward. They really got to stop Ominous being able to take back control, because when Ominous had control early on in the game, they were able to pretty much keep up the momentum.
I saw they're trying to set up a push on the right with the Booyah Bomb and everything else, with the cooler as well, but it just didn't work out. Ominous somehow managed to shut them all down, probably because of Dynamo, I think, that happened. But with the Ink Vac trying to hold their push, maybe get them a little bit more points, is not going to be able to get that push in just a little bit late at the moment. And now it's another 2v1 situation for Ominous in favor right now to be able to take this lead even further from the 50 that they just got, maybe even more if they can sustain their lives a little bit, as they do find a 2v2 situation in their favor, going down to a 40-point lead on Museum at the moment. Ominous is keeping this pressure on them and is looming this doom, or whatever Ominous stands for. I try to make a pun about it, but I can't.
Well, I think that Ominous was definitely every time they kind of move up, every time that tent shield kind of just ominously moves up, you know you're in for a tough fight. You know you've got to pay attention to where they might be moving from. And I think at the moment we're seeing Stripes just struggling to stay alive, getting those missiles out just in the nick of time. But it's gonna be really gonna come down to the wire here as to whether Super Team 5 can actually survive these fights and find an opening to actually move the Rainmaker back in. With 2 players down on Ominous, they could potentially start doing that, but that Dynamo is still a huge threat for them.
Definitely so. It is. Oh, what was that? Was that Zuka? What was that? Yeah, that was Zuka from Negative there, catching the Rainmaker astray into mid. That's gonna be a push reset for the side of Super Team 5, but those kills are coming out for Super Team 5 at the moment to try and hold on to mid space, because they do need it. 30 seconds is time, but not a lot of time for you to work with if you want to set up a push. They still have to dunk that checkpoint too. Bear in mind, Super Team 5 has that barrier up in their way if they still want to make it past that pillow on their plat, if they want to be able to make that lead, Lily.
Oh yeah, I think what Super Team 5 really have to do is just continue the amount of control. They're actually going for a similar kind of push that they tried to do earlier by setting up with the Booyah Bomb. They are still going to be dealing with that Zuka, but still they do get the dunk at last. But that's still just gonna be not quite far enough. Not quite far enough, as Ominous manages just to victoriously take the Rainmaker at the very end. But, you know, I'm glad at least they managed to get that dunk. I'm glad at least they could do it.
I love the little wipeouts at the end of like 5 seconds you're on a Rainmaker match, and you just pick up the Rainmaker and just do little silly dances or like GP jumps. I love it. I love it when you do that in Rainmaker. But regardless, game 1 goes to Ominous here. And tower control, Manta Maria is going to be up next. With these comps coming in mind, though, I think Ominous will have to be careful with how their composition is going. Granted, Dynamo is pretty powerful here.
Dynamo will be, for sure. The paint output pretty good. The damage buff that it has is going to be wonderful at clearing out those tighter areas like around street as well. It's basically what they're going to be playing to in terms of the range as well. So
Yeah.
being able to get up into those higher positions, like up on those bunkers as well, just being able to rain down on the other team, I think is going to apply a lot of pressure onto them and make some
Oh, that was quick.
some nice pathways for their team to help push the tower. But in any case,
It's gonna be the same
One of the
comp
things-
coming from Super Team 5 though. It's gonna be the same comp coming from Ominous as well, just a switch up of the Sorella tent instead this time around with Double Zuka on their side. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they go with it, because both of these teams have really good AoE options, namely the Slosher on the Super Team 5 side, and then you have the Tenderbrella Shield plus Day on the Dynamo there. Like we said, it's gonna be a menace to see which team is going to try and go for that first push here. And it's gonna be Ominous trying to go for that first push. Doesn't go too well for them actually, but it is gonna go super well for them immediately. Negative being able to clean it up as soon as Day gets that first pick.
yeah, I think they actually going up to the Grace just to be able to take control of mid there, then followed up by that cooler, getting those jumps in is definitely helped them get that first push, because that was one heck of a fight that we saw at the start of that match.
Yeah.
The game has kind of gone back to neutral. Super Team 5 are trying to find an opening to at least to hopefully push that. They really need to get the Dynamo, getting another big. They really need to get that Dynamo out of the game in order to get this momentum going for them, I think. But with that Dynamo out of the game now, and also the Reflux, this is probably their opportunity to start pushing. Let's see if they can they get that pick. No, I'm not sure if
no.
they necessarily need it, but they've lost a couple of players. I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think that's gonna be the push.
That isn't, but they do have jumps into mid, and it's just Toasty by themselves for at the moment with the Tenderbrella to try and hold on to dear life as they do manage to retreat and regroup with their team. Meko is going to try and go in early with the reslider, but is going to get forced out, cancelled out, and missiles are going to be on their teammates as well. Left of Jin now by themselves to try and hold on to this as long as they can. Look at how much space Ominous is now creating for them. It is just going to be that space for them to play with. They're going to have someone on all sides to be able to hold on to this, and as they do, Stripes is going to start contending on the left side, able to get them out of the picture immediately and stopping this push here.
Yeah, but I think that if Toast is able to stay alive with the help of that shield from the tent, we could potentially see this next checkpoint taken. It does look like they've actually lost those two players, the tent and also Dynamo. So that is going to be the end of that push. I feel like Super Team 5 is doing pretty good at least stopping them around that little corner. They're going to the street, but my goodness, what did you just see there, Lila?
The Reef Slider kill onto the wall, and that's a wipeout for the side of Super Team 5 as well, riding this tower into glory and the first checkpoint more specifically. It's gonna be a good push setup if they're able to get out of that situation immediately. That's the first check broken down after that 10 of missiles. It's good. Super Team 5 just has to reach that second checkpoint and get a couple points in, but that Dynamo has something to say about it. They have even more things to say about it as they find two. Are they going to be able to find the third on Meko right now? Jumps in, coming from Basin, is going to be able to find the third. They're going to look for the fourth. As they do find the fourth, they're going to be able to secure this mid all just by themselves with the Dynamo on bunker. That's how powerful it is on this map.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those are the exact spots I kind of hoped that we'll be seeing the Dynamo go to, just to show how powerful it is. Not just as like a fighting weapon, but something you can really stall out the team from trying to come back in as well. That's 3 players down inside of Super Team 5. Ominous with the help of those missiles, of course, are going to be starting to move ahead. We can see Day here on that wall moving forward, having that high ground advantage, of course, is going to be helping them out. Managing to ultimately go down to a trade as the Zuka is going to be coming out and play that final checkpoint. This is just going to be the ride to the end. There it is. Ominous taking game 2, taking the set with them in this best of 3 match 1 of Great White.
That the reality that was dawning upon Super Team 5 was just ominously crawling each corner on Manta Maria Street down to the mats to know that Toasty and Day were the ones to be able to hold out that space better than anyone could, better picks than anyone can with the Zuka, with the Dynamo, and just cleaned it up perfectly moving into round 2.
My goodness. That was a fantastic plays, I think, all around from both teams, but especially Ominous. I think that being able to get the Dynamo into those positions, I think just shows how strong it can be as a weapon. But I just think that Super Team 5, once they managed to get the Dynamo out of the way, they were actually able to, they had a bit more breathing room to be able to do what they wanted to do, I think.
Definitely.
But, you know, the Dynamo were just fantastic at being able to stay alive. Honestly,
It
through all
is.
of that, and managed to get so much value out of the positioning as well, which I think ultimately, especially going into that final push, the amount of picks they're able to get, being able to go exactly to the right areas, starting off on bunker, moving back over to mid a little bit just to find some more space to help their team kind of move in, help initiate that push going forwards. And then once that tower was rolling through the street and getting towards that final checkpoint, the way they were able to take control, move up onto the wall right next to the street, overlooking Super Team's 5 court as well. And finally, even though they went down to a trade at the very end to Super Team 5's machine, they had pretty much done all the work they could possibly have needed to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much
So, yeah. I mean, it was
Safely
it was a pretty perfect setup for Ominous to just take it when they had the Dynamo up on their ledge side covering the mats, and then just have Toasty on the tower with that. Tent is just going to be enough for them to just secure this push. But with that being said, though, that is our time here, Lily.
It is. And
have to pass it
considering
up.
that is our time here, I do have a question for you, Lila. Where can the good people of chat find you on the internet?
Whoa, that's a very ominous. I'm joking. I'm just gonna stop there now. You can find me on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, Lila Russ Vscope, like we mentioned. And Lily, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LilyGravyBread. I also stream on Twitch, and I'm also in Blue Sky, and also on what's the other thing? Squidboards. If you want to see me
Oh yeah,
there
that's a new
out there
thing.
as well.
Mm,
That is
yeah.
that's a fun thing. But that's gonna be it from us. We'll see you around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the tournament, of course.
Yeah, so
And,
stay
you'll
tuned.
be passing over to Fusion and Jorian as well. See you later, folks.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to SOS 137. I am Jorian, and I'm here with Fusion. Hi, Fusion. This is your first time doing SOS this late, right?
I guess so. I mean, it's I'm on the West Coast, so not quite as late for me. Still about dinner time, but I think everyone here is ready and rearing to go. Given that we're heading towards the later part of the night. We are in the Top Cut quarterfinals of SOS. Who do you got going into this match? Banana Split versus Igor. I recognize a lot of familiar faces on honestly both sides. But I think both of these teams seem to be pickups. Any thoughts?
Yeah, both teams definitely got pickups. Igor, oh my god, what is that logo? But having it like really notable names, mostly in the, I think it's like the SoCal state or something like that. But mostly it's a big mix-up of a lot of players. But Banana Split, if I remember correctly, they are a college team, or they might be a different Banana Split. But most like from what I remember, they are a college team from CCA. But definitely seeing from this walkthrough, that's definitely for Banana Abbey is flat for those with like those bold names there. But as we go to the map, because the teams are it's mostly setting up in the room, why not take a look at them?
Yeah, we do. We're going to be beginning Clan Blitz Inkblot Art Academy. Relatively, I guess, neutral, popular Clan Blitz map. I don't think anyone has any hard feelings towards this one, but Rainmaker Humpback is a bit more contentious, maybe. I think I saw Splatver on the Banana Split side, so expecting a Stamper coming out of them. On the other side, I suspect we are going to have a Charger, but it's a little bit difficult to say right now. I think, Pencil's been just so prevalent recently, I wouldn't be surprised to see that sort of thing come out of both teams.
Oh yeah, definitely might get pencil bone teams either side because they have an 8-man muster either way. But for the second map, did you play the challenge recently with the modded Rainmaker? Challenge that one?
I missed that one. I really wish I played that one because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, that was actually the map for map 2. The Humpback Rainmaker was in the map pool, and honestly, how much of the sneak options was really there was pretty huge. But every time that was played, it was always going to the right. But Clementine Inkblot is mostly the main map that we should be talking about right now. It's a neutral, underrated map. Well, neutral, favorite, not favorite map, as you did say. Like, mostly, it's all depending on who takes the mid first, and also the clan RNG is kind of weird. So maybe it's based off economy.
Yeah, we'll see. We have some no-wall members on the side of Igor, I do believe. It's actually going to be a no backline comp, double bucket coming out, and we do see Johnny on that S-Blast 92 rocking the Burst Bomb Booyah. Happy we get to see that one. And of course, the newly buffed Nautilus coming out of Lemon with the Inkstorm. We'll see if they're going to be able to get that regen buff to their teammates going in on this one. Banana Split just kind of taking it slow early in the match, holding down this right side, but it's Igor playing aggressively with that cooler in the middle of the map. They find 2 picks, and they have their eyes on a push.
They have an eyes and push on the right side, but mostly with 1 down that spot, that's going to be the knowledge down as well. And immediately it's going right after with 3 down inside Banana Split. He will be able to score a little bit more clouds, and mostly going down to 56, which is a good start. Aizen on the splash machine is going to be a ball past clamps of ball, that's going to be under 15 mark. If Risa is going to be able to get the clamps down there, get Noel, no, it's going to be mostly down at the push.
Yeah, just a few more members. There's a couple clams looking to come in from mid. Aizen, here they come, moving in on the left side. They're not going to be there in time. Solid push, 56 points to start off the match. They get out alive and manage to begin setting up defense. Nice push from Igor. That's going to be a very solid hold. 3 power clams will be enough to take back the lead, but Banana Split still just has essentially that 1 power clam and change, and they're having a hard time getting past mid here. My goodness, here comes the shot on that left side, looking for some picks, but the triple team will finally be enough to take out that wiper. Igor is back on their feet, back for another push.
Yeah, but another push again, the penalty is going to go down to 5. The Booyah Bomb once again on hold, but Aizen's going to be putting it in. That's going to be no penalty left on the side of Igor. The Crab getting a last second kill. No, that's not going to be Noel on the side and last second kill on Aza, but still doesn't matter because 25 points left on the side of Igor. That's going to be at least a whole clam and 3 pity clams, but because of this bounty that's going to go out, that's going to be another full clam to actually secure the KO.
Yeah, I really would love to see Banana Split just try and get their push in on that left side, but too many fizzy bombs coming out from that double bucket core is going to make it very hard for them to do that. We've been seeing Lemon try and take advantage of this stack, but the pressure coming out from Igor has just been impressive. It's been difficult for them to push through. Igor not able to walk in as easily as they would have hoped. Banana Split going to use that momentum to get back into mid and find 2 picks of their own.
It is actually surprising that you said about the fizzy bomb because looking at Igor's gone, they actually have an all bombs on a special bomb for bananas, but the only difference that they have is going to be the point sensor and it's going to be the diaper as well with the point sensor. But we're not actually seeing the point sensor going out for a lot of jump because Noel actually just seen so far from Yoshi though getting killed off. Then that's going to be them to go to mid for the side of Igor. Mostly they have 2 balls as well, but it's going to be killed off even sooner. So Banana Split has the chance to go back in.
Yeah, there's Johnny in an aggressive position, not able to find anything before they run out of paint and space. The Zuka from Yoshiro on that right side. It takes 2 members of Banana Split to the grave. Igor yet again in the enemy base. Ray-Z already crabbing in the enemy spawn. They find a pick out of it. It looks like Igor is just in total control of this game. They have a power clam at the ready. They're going to toss it in now with so many clams online. This could be the end. Oogie coming in, scoring every single one of them. Only a few more online. That will be enough for them to take back the game here. None of them have enough clams. They're just going to be stalling. I don't think the game's going to end here as Noel able to clean up shop and give Banana Split at least a fighting chance.
It would have been actually really funny if Aizen saw the last clam on the left side, like nearby the enemy base. They were able to pick it up. That would have been going down to score to 5 actually, but actually they played it pretty safe and gone for the kills, so that's going to be a wipe up for them. But they mostly did it for a whole reason because they were too far ahead. So mostly in the whole pain structure as we saw right after, it just still secured it for the side of Igor. But if you're seeing Banana Split trying to go for a puncture, that's going to be a breathe on the side of Johnny. But still, either way, that's going to be no really. There's no really special coming up, but the rain is still going to be for paint.
Yeah, I really like what they're trying to do, take that position in the bats, but they're unable to get those picks quickly, especially if you mark yourself with the ball. It's going to be difficult to get there undetected. Banana Abbey is going to be able to sneak a power clam in. That Booyah Bomb from downtown will take them out. So at least Banana Split's going to be on the board here. Lemon holding down this left side. They have some clams online, but with 1 clam in the basket, that's just going to give Igor yet another pity. Now, Banana Split needs to make a miracle happen. They need to get a whole bunch of picks if they want to bring this game back.
Yeah, with a whole bunch of picks, fast things left on the clock, going to be mostly seeing energy on the charts, just going for a last second push, but no, it's going to be mostly on the crowd playing more defense. With only 10 seconds left on the overtimer, that's mostly going to be a stalemate, and that might be Igor's point.
Yeah, Johnny looking for some space in mid. Blaster not able to stay alive with all of that paint pressure. The time is ticking low. Noel makes a run for it. The Tri-Slosher is going to be there to stop it, and Igor has takes a commanding game 1.
Commanding game 1 and also a bomb in game 1. Like how many bombs that was in that game? There were so many fizzy bombs. There was so many burst bombs. The last kill on the splash was really 2 burst bombs and then the fizzy bombs to finish them off. So really demanding paint and pushing for the side of Igor for sure.
Yeah, I mean, throughout that game, Igor was really just in total control of the pace. Banana Split definitely survived pretty well, and they had opportunities to get in, but it felt like they were just not quite able to have it all come together at the same time. Rainmaker Humpback can be a little bit dicey. The points just start coming very quickly once you get to that corner, and that's where I would like to see something like the Nautilus succeed, just locking down that corner, giving a Banana Split an opportunity to just hold their ground and maintain a long push, because I think they were doing a pretty good job just holding down their ground there, but advancing ended up being the most difficult part. It can be pretty challenging to get onto the enemy plat unless you coordinate a few specials together. So maybe we'll be seeing something like that here, but you're facing double slosher going into humpback pump track. You got to be a little careful.
Yeah, holding down the plat and just going having aggression is definitely the best thing to say against Igor, and honestly in general. It's for Mimicker. Like as you said, that they have the chance to stand the ground. It's unfortunate that there's no Splatoon game 2 because that would have been perfect for them. But again, with the double slash, they have so many arc, they have so much area of damage for the slashers, so they can just go whatever they want. You can go wild. For Mimic or Humpback, we might be able to see a sneak on the side of Ego as well. But for Banana Split, we saw the comps. They do have the diaper, so they can do missile spam, but they want to go for aggro.
Not the
Mostly
diaper.
we mostly might see the jump switch, but yes, that is the diaper. Hopefully, we might see it again though.
I thought we agreed we're not going to call it the diaper.
Oh, I never got that notice. Whoops.
All right. Will it come out here again? That's the question. We do indeed see it. This time with another deco weapon, that Carbon. Both these weapons going to be doing a good job kind of sharking around, using the geometry of the map, hide their beacons behind it, and sneak up without the enemies noticing. This time, the early pop goes to Banana Splits. They're going to be able to just get their paint control in mid and keep Igor back. They just need to be careful because that crab tank's going to come out any second, and they don't want to be caught in dead space. Instead, it's going to be that quick Rainmaker grab just away from the entirety of Igor. Look at that. 3 of them in mid is going to get them that first checkpoint without any contest.
Yeah, but merely going to a 2v1, Banana Abbott is going to be facing the trap. Actually, Eisen and the rest of the team of Igor just going for a straight up knockout. Also going to go for the right side of the checkpoint as well. As we see, just Yoshi going for the Zuka. They're just going to be fighting the competition no matter what, and they might be able to go all the way to the rail actually with this pop.
Yeah, Igor just bouncing back very quickly. Johnny coming in, gets a very clutch pick onto that Rainmaker. The strikes are going to force members of Igor back, especially that Crab Tank who runs out of space very quickly. The Rainmaker gets grabbed by Banana Split. Smart move. They're just trying to get it out of this position, keep it away from Eisen. We don't want the points getting any worse, so nice recovery here from Banana Split. They're gearing up for a push of their own. Noel sitting in that right corner, waiting for the members of the team to catch up, and the Crab Tank, running out of, giving them just nowhere to move. They're just pinning them into the corner, and Igor is going to shut down that push yet again right at the corner.
It's a trade up of Schweitz and Crab in the last second. Literally, the last 20 seconds has been just a full on spectator cam hell because we're going back and forth because there's so much action on either side of the map. But now it's going to be a little bit more stable because Zuka actually going to kill as well in the midpoint. But the start you're going to be running Yoshi on the shot. But mostly going to be backing up, waiting for 2-1 with Banana Abby. Honestly, Abby has been doing a lot of work and helping out really with the help of Banana really well. But Johnny running Isaac, but Isaac going for the win. We're going to be seeing a lot of fight of once again with 2 down on either side.
Yeah, and it looks like Banana Split is going to find that paint control. They're waiting on specials still. They need those strikes to come out and clear some space. They don't know about Oogie in the corner. Okay, they revealed themselves, and that is going to give them some space to work with over here. That's 2 picks. Noel has a clear road ahead of them to move in for the points, but the Booyah is going to slow them down a little bit. They need to move while they have the opportunity. Now they're going to be moving just straight into all the enemy fire. Not enough to get the lead, and that's 3 down onto Banana Split. A delayed wipe, and Igor just hangs onto the lead just barely.
The Tri-Check has been played because of the Sergeants for all of them for Richard, but all because of the Sergeant Machine and also Oogie just playing a lot of defense and also the Vigil Bomb as well, just able to stop the hood every single time the Banana Split wants to go ahead. But again, right now the points are being split by 4, but now even more with Oogie on the Tri-Check and the Rainmaker once more going it down to 19, but being stopped by Noel and Johnny actually, that's going to be on the Carbon this time, and getting a kill off the Zuka as well, but Aizen still running once again, but no, that's still going to be Igor's advantage.
Alright, now Banana Split finds himself in a difficult situation yet again. They need to make a massive push on this map, but they have to get through all of Igor. Igor has been positioning pretty hard towards the right side of the map, so A good heads-up push like what happened at the start of the match could be a good opportunity for them to move in here. Aizen, yep, they get chipped by multiple members dropping into mid. There's only one member in that corner on the Rainmaker, but that's a very important trade going out from Yoshiro there. Now, Banana Split is going to be they're going to have that Rainmaker and the control on that right side. They need a big push here. They can't let Igor just sit up top, get that crab. They need to move quickly. There's a pick coming out. Here comes Noel moving forward. The Zuka comes out as well. Does anyone go down? Yes, that's another pick. One's in top right. It's the machine. If they clear it out, Noel has free reign to move. The Zuka comes out as well. The Booyah comes out, and that's going to be a dead Rainmaker with 40 seconds left. Now, 2 members of Banana Split still alive. Abby is going to be able to back up towards that Rainmaker, give some more jumps back in, but this is essentially square one for Banana Split. They need to make another big push. They had a big chance there, but were not quite able to get past the barrage of bullets that Igor was putting out.
Barrage of bullets and also for bananas, but they're ready to go out. But the Booyah Bomb from Aston has always been crucial this whole match, always solving the push, and once again solving the push as they want to be. But that's going to be 3 times for the side of Igor once again. But with 9 seconds left on the clock, and also everyone just waiting for specials on the side of Banana to go ahead, that's going to be Banana Abby picking up once again with no cool in play right now. But there's going to be missiles going in for more paint. But again, there's still so much action in play. There's going to be the Zuka still alive as well. Most are going to go for the last shot. As said for. And that's going to be it. That's going to be Igor going 2-0.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I think at the end of that match, was there not a member of Igor's still behind them? I think they dropped in their mid. They were like in the bunker. So either way, that push just after attempt after attempt coming out from Banana Split, they were just not quite able to break through Igor's defenses. Igor just showing them like breakneck speeds on their aggression there, and that's going to that's going to solidify their win of this set here and take them to the semi-finals. Just 2 more matches until they can reach the final match of the tournament.
Yeah, but it's a nail in the coffin for Banana Split going this far, and also, yeah, shout out to them once again. The CCA team mostly going to be coming for the entrance exam this weekend. So if you want to see them again, be sure to watch that later this week. But with the main thing is, as I said, for Igor, we just saw them having the full-on aggressive, and as you said about the whole Igor sticking to mid, and most likely that was going to be a whole pincher, but the Zuka in play, we know it's going to be a game ender, and that's why it did to be a game ender. They just trying to make them scared and have them all stuck in one spot, and because that's not back.
Yeah. Definitely a really good showing from Banana Split, and hoping to see some good performance for them in the upcoming CCA season. Yeah, but Igor did end up showing up as the stronger team in this match. Let's take a quick look at how the other matches are going. We have Project R.A.T and Slay Queens making it to semis on the other side. And meanwhile, the match between Luminescent and is tied at 1-1. That's going to be a very close match. Winner plays Igor here.
Yeah, and that's mostly said. Well, as we saw in the last match on stream, that was mostly Omnis versus Super Team 5. Omnis actually lost to Slay Queens, who is going to be battling Project R.A.T, as you said. Daydream on top, battling Lightblade in a 2-1 actually kind of battle. And Daydream actually won against them, but then running to Project R.A.T. Project R.A.T won against them 2-0. And on the bottom half, as you saw, Igor 2-0, Jump 41, and now 2-0 Banana Split, now into semis. As you said, on the bottom of the Luminous versus Luminous and alphabluu, and versus Bears in the Super Bowl. 2-0. So this really has just been a kind of whole sweep of a alpha back and so forth, but now we're going to go into the interesting matches that we're going to semifinals.
Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, we have on the other side, let's see. Yeah, Project R.A.T and Slay Queens. That's Wug, Tamako, Tobiero, Labi, Okimi. Yeah, Okimi, of course, on the Carbon. They even have it in their Start GG name. And Kabi, Dan the Man, J-Rod, and Lost. Another group of very solid players, some former Smoothie members. Well, for in current. That's another very solid team as well. Yeah, heading to the final stages of this tournament. The competition is definitely going to get tight.
Yeah, one thing to know for Project R.A.T. Wait, did they recently pick up Okami for Project R.A.T? Because usually it is Tomko, Tobo, and Toby. Tobo. I'm calling it Toby. It usually is them three, and also just most likely a fourth. I don't know if it's Labby. I don't remember it's Labby. It just might be because it's the nighttime. It's not the regular EU tournament time as they usually play in Dapple as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might be that. But it's like cleans.
Yeah, there are quite a few EU players in this tournament. I'm a little bit surprised. At least I haven't been keeping up with, I guess, the scene of the group of players who consistently enter SOS. I think like PGs has been a little bit more what I've entered, at least in the near past. So I mean, it's cool to be commentating this yet again. It's been forever since I've been on commentary for SOS in particular.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, it's actually to have you back here. But for Slay Queens, I was about to say, isn't Genesis coming up?
It sure is. Genesis is only a week away at this point. Yeah, a week and 2 days, which is, man, that is, you can almost taste it.
Yeah.
Do you know if any of the any of the players who are still in the tournament are going to be going to Genesis?
Well, I'm going to be thinking to say right now that I feel like Slay Queens is a pickup that's going to be going to Genesis, but I don't know 100% sure. But I'm just thinking that it's a pickup that might be pretty good to go to Genesis, but are they going to Genesis? Who knows. Splatoon's ship shape, by the way, it's coming up, but it's a equal map, so we don't really need to say much about it.
Well, we paint the zone, and that's how we do.
Yeah.
We'll see the Carbon do some decent work here. Yeah, Lost gonna do their best to play on that low ground and shark it out Wug on that junior. We'll see which team is going to be able to break the advantage here, because our break open the game. Oh, that's an unfortunate early bomb, but yeah, we'll see what team's going to be able to open it up early here, because this can be a lockout heavy map, but it's definitely difficult to push through and create that opening. We do have the double Zuka coming out from Slay Queens. Kabi's not able to find a pick there, but still locking down this top right is going to give their team a way back in with those super jumps, still locking it down. No one on the high ground just yet for Project R.A.T. But nonetheless, the timer is ticking down. The cooler's going to come out, and Slay Queens is going to try and push in.
Junior, my beloved, Zuka, my beloved, all that just equal to Project R.A.T having its own some multi for the first minute of the game so far, and the double Zuka being absolutely demolished by that. But 52 got also on the left, basically having all Slay Queens punctured on the left no matter what, and having no capitalize zone one going down. The Zuka from the car is going to be the last one live. There's going to be some pain by the trash, but no, there's going to be cancelled out with Drug on the bombs, actually not going to be able to alive, and that's going to be Slay Queen capping the zone, and now it might be a flip of the script right now with Slay Queen going ahead into the base of Project R.A.T.
Yeah, and this is where the Carbon starts becoming dangerous. Once you get Lost trucking under those ledges, once you get Kabi up on that high ground, just able to wall people out with the wall, it can be a little bit difficult to get back in. Now that Zuka from Tomoko nicely gets a pick onto Kabi, Lost is going to be forced to back up here, and here comes the battle over on that left side. The Whale is going to do so much work clearing space out for Project R.A.T. The timer may be ticking down, but Project R.A.T seems to have a very solid way back in, especially if they can get paint into the zone through that bubble. Wug's going to win that 1v1 versus the shot, and already Project R.A.T bouncing back, grabbing back the zone, and even some picks in the process.
Talk about Savage getting Sonic immediately getting cut off the 52 now, most likely. That's going to be immediately no displacement spec on the side of Project R.A.T going to advantage, but also we're going to be seeing the Slay Queens actually slaying the way into the base of Project R.A.T, but we're going to be seeing lots so far just heavily focused on the top left, trying to go either for Tomoko or trying to go for the bomb killer, but no, Tomoko's going to go for the kill, and with the Zuka coming in place soon enough and try to keeping them from getting cut off, they're going to be capping zone once again soon enough, hopefully.
Yeah, it's still being contested here. Once you get that high ground, you can get so much paint onto the zone. Here comes Tamako looking for some aggressive picks over on that left side. They find themselves in a 1v2 situation. They get a trade out of it, but that's going to give Slay Queens back that high ground. That's going to give them an opportunity to get through the zone. They take out Lost in the process. Now Kabi looking for some picks. They find a very clean pick onto the shot, and that is going to create so much space. That is going to give Slay Queens a lot of room to grab back that zone and set up yet another hold. This spot Kabi's in is so important. If you can't get rid of an enemy who's just chilling up there, you can't get back to the zone. And Labby showing us just that, doing the exact same thing, just doing a little quick position swap with Kabi there, and shows us why that's such an important position here.
Yeah, during the both position again in the whole fight on the left side, there was a 1v1. It was actually a 1v2 actually. The Pencil was actually able to stay alive and also back up so far enough they were able to get another cooler, and during that whole time we still see Project Red having the capital zone just a penalty under 20 penalty points so far that they might be able to see a switch off of Slay Queens, but actually they do. The Junior having the bombs coming up in play, so double bomb is going to be an action because LDE is in play right now. The Zuka getting 2. That's going to be a multi-third coming up because of the 52 Whale coming out soon. No, J1 didn't jump out in time. No.
Oh my goodness, playing a little bit of a mini game there, just dodging everything in an attempt to jump out in time, not able to get it. Lost gets taken out in the middle of the zone. Tamako looking for more. They're hungry. There's the third pick, looking for the final one on that zap. Only 15 ticks on that penalty. Project Rat looking to close out this game pretty early. They have the Zukas online. As soon as Slay Queens runs in, that Zuka's getting popped. One member goes down. J-Rod running toward the zone. They're not even going to be able to neutralize it. Rat takes that first game.
Immediately, so much bullet action going to the side of the zone for Project Rat. That even though it gets spot for even a little bit of seconds or even a little bit of ticks, it doesn't really matter because Project Rat would just wait to take over on specials or on paint no matter what, and also on bombs too.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the game, it felt like Project Rat certainly played very well coordinated. They were just kind of able to consistently bounce back from difficult situations. They were able to hold their ground well, and it felt like more than anything, they weren't really caught with stray picks very frequently. At least like one-off stray picks. It felt like they more played deliberately and not so much capitalizing off of like big individual plays or openings. That felt a little bit more like the other team's cup of tea. We'll see what's going to happen here, because what is the next map?
It's going to be Clam Blitz. It's Clam Blitz on Museum.
Yeah, Clam Blitz on Museum. That's certainly going to be another map that can be challenging to push in on, but it's going to be one that the range in the Zukas will certainly help out on. Just a huge map. The Zukas can certainly give you some range to pick off members sitting on the enemy plat, especially when it's a difficult map that you can get spaced out on pretty easily. Like the Pencil can certainly provide difficulty for your team if you want to try and get in through mid. Mid is just absolutely massive.
And also, do you think we might be seeing a Carbon or Kimmy coming in, and any chance we might be seeing Carbon War on either side to having it straight to mid? No, we don't. Unfortunate. A little bit.
We do see a Carbon coming out yet again. Same comps more or less. Was J-Rod? J-Rod was on shot last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he was.
The splash is going to be a bit of a change of pace. Look at that left side. We've got Labby trying to move in through the drop, trying to get an early pick, but Slay Queen's not taking the bait, chasing them out of that position. It can be so easy to just take the bait and fall straight into the splash wall, find yourself in a lose-lose situation against the 52 gal, but very nice opening overall, I think, from Slay Queens this time. They played a little bit slower, waited for that crab. They didn't get picked off by the Zuka too much, and they're just kind of holding down the middle of the map. I do like the crab as a dynamic to kind of challenge the Snipe Rider and take advantage of the high grounds. If you can get crab on like top mid or like on the enemy plats, it can be difficult for for teams to really get back towards you, and that can be a big opening for you to get the clams in.
Again, with big jumps in the top, we see it again. Another crab going to play on the side. Like Queens, the Zukas earlier a little bit. They were doing coordination of specials. So don't need the Zuka to basically have it as a no stop for the side of Project Rat to go on ahead. But as we see right now, with no economy so far, well, other than now, GG Jan's going to be popping in. The crab actually could be going down to most likely a 60 on a point deficit on the side of Slay Queens so far, and also all Project Rat just waiting for a special to come in. 52 gal finally goes up for a kill red to push a little bit up. That's going to be a kill off of the splasher. That's going to be an end of a push right there.
Yeah, I do love how Slay Queens executed that push there. We saw it open with a crab on top mid that let the carbon and the squeezer get onto the enemy plat, and we just saw them playing very patiently. Once they got the clams in, they didn't overextend. They played a little bit back. Now we see Project Rat being patient. We saw them use the bubble in mid to give them time to set up, get paint, get that Zuka. Now they chase Lost into that corner there, and it's going to just end up in a trade situation. Yet again, we see the squeezer and the splash just kind of outranging all of the short range shooters on Project Rat's side, and without that sniper there to support, without them to like poke from top mid, it's so difficult for them to get onto, to get a push going. Slay Queen's doing a good job just locking down the neutral on this map. Lost finds one pick, looking for some more. The Zuka's going to be online very shortly, and this could be another huge opportunity for Slay Queens.
Yeah, Lost in a double but is going to be pretty huge as well. And as you said in the past region, that's going to be a short range help, which is a really aggressive special kind of comp so far, because they're all trying to go for something special. But Slay Queens once again going in, getting another clam in. That's going to be down to 44 points. That's going to be a wipe on the side of Project Rat, but so far they need a turf economy, they need the clam economy so far. That's going to be 3 balls for them as well. But how are they going to be pushing this up with no specials so far, with the 52 gal actually putting up the whale already?
Yeah, now with a full wipe, that's going to give Toba time to get set up on top mid, and now with that poking power just on the enemy plat everywhere, how is Slay Queens going to get back in this situation? It's looking very good for Project Rat, but they end up in a difficult fight on their on the plat. That's going to end up in trades, and so the push is going to get kind of stalled out on the enemy plat. A few members are going to filter back in. Wug and the 52 gal trying to move forward. They find a pick. There's a lot of clams in the arsenal if they're able to move forward with it. Here's the clams, but you need to leave your safety bubble to go. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do it? You're not quite able to make it. It's so difficult. You get trapped in the bubble, you place it down, and you get stuck, especially when you have bombs from every angle coming out from Slay Queens. Now the crab coming out is going to kill a lot of momentum. Slay Queens, nice job on the defense, still maintaining their lead in this game.
Literally the 20-second massacre once again in every clam this game had just shown in action. That's going to be Toba going for Cabby right there, going in a 1v1 situation while having the ball protected. Again, we see Wug and Labby together actually. The bubble's going up, but they don't see the ball actually on the other side, so that's going to be a lot of 20 points, but that's going to be scoring for Project Rat either way, and the score is going to be coming in slowly but surely, but that's going to be a wipe off Project Rat, so no, that's going to be a push over. Slay Queens having so much advantage right now in the free ball. You immediately see the squeezer going in with null ball in action, and soon enough that's going to be the cardinal actually going for null ball too, so that might be a KO if they get all 3 balls in play.
Possibly. We'll see if teams are able to move in, because once you start getting enough of the power clams, it becomes harder and harder because you get yourself point censored. Nothing's a secret about that power clam. Dan on the Zap is going to get called out and stuck. Now, only with 10 seconds left, Slay Queen's going 3 down. Project Rat needs a big push in order to take back this lead here, but they have an ample opportunity to do so. 4 members up, they have a bubble online. If Wug's able to move far up with that bubble, that could provide some space. Here comes the bubble. That's going to create a big opportunity. A lot of space on the enemy plat. They just need a few more power claims, but now the difficult part, you need to get out of the bubble. Here comes Labby. They have a power. They're going to get it in. Do they have the extra clams to score in time? A few come into the basket. 2 more clams need to go in. Toba goes down. It's just Tomoko. Tomoko is coming around that left side. They get called out.
What?
This looks like it's going to be the end of Wug. Wug not quite able to get the parkour jump off of the block. Not able to just sneak those clams in from maximum range. And Slay Queens takes game 2, and we're going to be going to a very intense game 3 after this set. or after. Excuse me, we're going to be going to a game 3 after this intense game.
Honestly, in seeing that last 10 seconds has really been super wild because Vug's bubble was definitely huge to get it all the way down there, but I feel in that last few seconds, I feel like Vug panic bubbled a little bit too. Vug did a panic bubble a little bit too early. They wanted to because of that's a little stop and they wasn't able to get into Doing Path. They weren't able to really score it as quickly as they wanted to get the clam economy. So they were just struggling for possibly to just go for a battle, just going for one kill to get that score in. And because of that, it just led to that whole massacre of pain, the whole massacre of trying to sneak one in, because Tomiko was on struggle on the right side as well, trying to go with a single clam. But that parkour jump as well, as you said, was the last resort. But unfortunately, because of a little bit of timing, they weren't able to get it in time. And I think that was actually a perfect angle to get it as well for the side of Project R.A.T 2. But as you said, we are going to go into Waymaker Humpback. Like, we just went from Waymaker Humpback.
I will never get tired of this map. I know other people might feel differently, but I love this map.
Yeah, say why you love this map so much, Fusion.
Well, that's not really fair because I like Blob. But even on Rapid, I like this map a lot. I think this is kind of a, it's a fun map for kind of, the way you push on this map is typically like very narrow, and you push through like a small constrained space, and that's kind of a lot of what people hate about Splatoon 3, right? Like, we don't want to brute force our way through narrow choke points and have to push against Crab, but this map kind of enables you to cheat. You can use Inkjet, you can use Zuka to basically attack from mid. So it's an interesting balance of, of where you use your specials and your sub weapons, because you can do a lot of damage on the push without ever moving onto the enemy street. So we do see more Zukas coming out, the same stuff again, but we're just gonna get baited first before we move on to game 3.
Nice bait. What happened this time? That's the question now, because on our side, we don't get to see what's actually happening so far. There might be an error of some kind of situation. There might be a BRB actually. Maybe someone went to get some water. So we need to have like a quick second, just because of a calm of nerve situation. Because again, like you said, this last game had just been so uptight, so up close. Switching host.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. This can be explained, because if you actually saw in the whole spectator cam, because that is shown in spectator cam, in the last game with all the clan pushes, there was a little bit of latency. So we can definitely point out that that's why they were switching codes, because one situation as well, as we said at the start, EU and NA. So who has the better connection? Whoever has land.
But in the meantime, let's talk about another event that IPL has just started recently. It's, or rather, Splatoon Squid Advanced Circuit is going to present Neon Whale by SAC. It's focusing on strengthening the mid-level scene, so this is a particularly mid-level tournament, bringing you the quality matches that you loved in SAC. I am playing in this tournament next week. There's a skill floor, low ink band players and mid-level players, and a double elim bracket. The next tournament, the Neon Whale edition, is going to be next Monday on the 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, but the signups close on this Sunday at 8 p.m., so a day before the event. So you can find more information in the IPL Discord with the Neon Whale role. I highly recommend it, and that logo looks sick.
The logo does look really sick, and it's going to be the off season for all you mid-level players for SAC. Waiting for that to come back in the future, upcoming months, most likely, because it usually happens in summer when SAC happens. So definitely, it's good to play in this or play something like this to keep that momentum up, keep your team active in something. And honestly, the amount of tournaments that's coming for Monday and Tuesdays has been really booming for the past a couple months as well. Like past 3 months, there's always a Monday, Tuesday tournament coming up somewhere. But as we go to the map, after a little bit, we see R.A.T is going to be an alpha side this time, and Bravo is going to be Slay Queens, as it should be.
Yeah, no changes in the team composition coming out. Instead, just to the host, we're going to see if which teams are going to be able to take advantage of their specials a little bit better on this map. The double Zuka can certainly prove useful to deal with annoying backlines sitting up on that high ground. So can the Crab, as well as... yeah, so can that Crab from J-Rod. We see them creating an opening here. That's going to be a quick first checkpoint for Slay Queens. We see the bubble set up in defense. That's going to give Project R.A.T a little bit of a moment to breathe and set up a defense. Now with one member down, they run out of space. Very nice picks from the pencil from Toba, able to just tap them down from a distance. And that's going to give Project R.A.T a lot of momentum and space here to work with.
This moment to be that you said right before Fusion is going to be off the checkpoint and be soft for Slay Queens. That moment feeling, that moment that Brett had to really go for as he just laid it off the checkpoint a little bit, and we're going to see for side of Project R.A.T. They are going to be trying to go for the checkpoint. There's not really going to be any spot other than the Zuka from Lost in the bottom in the mid, just going for a kill, and they do I bet to help this rest of Slay Queens. That's going to be a whole on wipeout for the side of Slay Queens actually. So we're going to be seeing Project R.A.T going for a checkpoint, but which path are they going to go after that, left or right?
For all intents and purposes, left is only an option if the Rainmaker happens to be over there. You typically don't go that way, and now getting ready to push. We see the bubble coming out, creating a lot of space. Toba able to easily get that lead here. Now the 52 gal from Labby is going to let them find a pick in this situation. That's going to give them time to pop the Rainmaker, and Wug even able to give some jumps to their teammates back in. So this push is not over yet, especially now that they have their backline here. That's going to let them create some space. A grab just to stop the Rainmaker from resetting is huge. Toba is doing so much work on just helping their teammates win fights. We see them take out 2 members. That's going to give Project R.A.T another lease on life here. A trade's going to come out. The cooler comes out, and this team just does not die. They just respawn.
That was 20 seconds of hell by Delver decides like Green trying to go in so much for aggression, but no, because I said because of Toba, because of Labby as well, just playing aggressive so much, and because of Project R.A.T going for the left side, going for the more aggressive play instead of defensive, they were able to pick up the Rainmaker and go it down to 32. So that's going to be a huge push for them. So the hill is going to be huge so far for the side of Slay Queens if they wanted to go that far, but no, with Tomiko going for the Zuka, that's not going to be that much, and it's going to be a whole fist fight in the midst, but it's going to be lost. Again, trying to go for a sneaky choke advantage. We're going to see how they go.
Yeah, moving in over on that left side. I love the way they just get down through the splash wall before it becomes active, even finding a Zuka pick in the process, just using the geometry of the map to just sneak in without players being able to react in time. Nice job. Now keeping an eye on that right side, looking for more. The whale combined with the pencil is going to shut them down here. Now Slay Queens finds themselves losing in points. They need to make something happen, and this could be how it starts. That's 3 members down. Toba's going to be forced to jump back as they're pressured by J-Rod. We have a Crab online. We have a Zuka online. This is a big opportunity yet again for Slay Queens.
Oh my god, GG Dan, the Crab is raw on the side of J1. It's going to be huge for a push, but GG Dan's playing it more safe. They're playing it more defensive, but that costed the bullet right there as Suzuka from the side of Project R.A.T, and it all lost. It's still going to be alive, but no, getting killed off by 52 Cal Labby again. But not that single push at all. Slay Queen just lost all the momentum so far, and they're playing full on defensive. 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock, and like having a bubble of what he said in play, the reset's going to happen. They can just secure mid and just stay in left because they know they have the pain advantage. All we need to see is a full-on wipeout on the side of Slay Queens. One punch by and this game might be over.
Yeah, we see Kabi looking on that left side, trying to maybe fish for a member who's playing a little bit too close to the ledge. They opt to grab it instead. Now the Zuka from Lost and the Crab from J-Rod on that right side are going to create some space, but without the picks, unless they deal with the Snipe Rider on that high ground, it's going to be so difficult for them to sneak in. 2 members go down. The Rainmaker only makes its way to the corner. The jumps are going to come back in. 30 seconds left on the clock. Slay Queen has just been throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this corner, but they haven't been able to make it happen. But Copy just runs with it. The cooler, giving them the speed they need to move through and get those points on a line. And now, 15 seconds left. Project Rat needs to make a miracle happen, get a big push if they want to make it to Grand Finals.
The miracle that could happen, we saw Labby a little bit going from the left side trying to go for a sneak. Maybe they're trying to go for it again, but no, they're going to be safe with the left of the team. We see someone on the side of Project Rat going a little bit ahead, but they get killed off. That's the Mago on the Zuka as well. So there's no Zuka actually, and Wug is going to be the last. It's going to be the last one we make her up back. Not really in a defensive spot, but the Zuka again going into the little ditch area. It's going to be really a suckle, but they get killed off the end by the shot, and that's going to be Slay Queen is going on to the finals.
Yeah, just able to just grab that Rainmaker and make a mad dash forward. Not able to, Project Rat not able to take them out in time. Sometimes you just need to do that with the Rainmaker to get those extra points, especially with Cooler. You get them deceptively quickly. So props to Slay Queens bouncing back after that game 1. And man, just what an intense set, because game 2 was just moments away from being stolen back by Project Rat. Slay Queens able to just barely hang on in that one, and just pull out a miracle in game 3. So we'll be seeing them in finals, and who will be their opponent?
It's going to be Igor going into the final as well, because they battled against and they got 2-0'd. And now we're going to be seeing the third place match, and Slay Queens is going to be moving up to finals, while Project Rat is going to be in third place match against
I wonder.
Yeah, and also one thing to notice about the whole Rainmaker comeback game, I noticed there were so many chances that they was actually able to close the game off so quickly if they was able to go for a left side sneak. But really, in the whole team of Splatoon 3, it's better to go in with your team the whole time, go in for the whole fight. That's why the 20 seconds of hell for both sides just really happened, because everyone knows that you need to fight together, and if you don't fight together, you might be ending it up in the end. It might be ending in a wipeout, just able to back up one alive. But really, honestly, it was a really good option either way for both sides. But honestly, that's all I can really say for my Mega Comeback. Just the left side could be used more, but not many people use the left side because, yeah, it's not Splatoon 2 anymore. They don't have like a real block. You have to jump for it. That's another thing as well.
Yeah, left side can get you points pretty quickly. It's difficult to get over there. It takes quite a bit of time, and if the enemy gets set up, it can be so hard. So you kind of need to make a run for it before anyone gets there, and hope you can get the points you need. But it's always good to have a second option, even if that option isn't the safest thing, like 90% of the time.
Yeah,
it's always good to have that little bit of usage.
Yeah, honestly, like once you get past the first checkpoint for Mimic Comeback, honestly, bring back the left side for Mimic Comeback. Like it would be mostly great to see your main aggros or like the cardinal on this game be able to use the left side with the checkpoint being down, because that was just a free sneak path, and with that being pain and everyone's so focused on the whole left side nearby the whole choke point with the hill and nearby the block, where basically it's a 50-50 choice of where you get the Mimic spawn. That's gonna be the point where your main Slayer Sneaker can just come in and go for most of your double pick or try to distract them as a team, and the team that's in defense has to split up either side.
Yeah, there's excuse me. Yeah, it's definitely important to keep an eye on both options. Whenever any of them, if there's a chance they can push their way, you need to at least keep it in mind. And especially on that map, having one person flank over on that other side can make your life pretty difficult if you don't pay attention to it. So we have both of the winners of the previous matches together on stream. It's going to be Slay Queens and Igor yet again.
Yep. Did you notice we have been filling up time a little bit, as mostly both teams are in the room now? This map list. Meant the movie on tower control game 1. What?
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so tower control momentum, yeah. You play Blob Fusion, right?
Yeah.
So, which one will you go for on this one? The Kraken one or the Rain one?
I would never play Blob on tower. No, no, it's fine. I would go with the Rain one. I think the Rain one is the right choice almost always. It's anything in this game that just spits out specials is worth something. So, I think that's the right option here if you go for that. But we are going to be seeing perhaps the same comp dynamic coming out here, maybe something different. It's difficult to tell because we didn't see tower control last set. We didn't see tower control last set, and part of that means we're going to be seeing a little bit more just like shooters, I think, in general. But on tower, we may see Blaster or Slosher come back out yet again. I remember we were seeing some Sloshers come out from IGOR. That's certainly going to get some value here, especially the machine. Once you get around that second checkpoint, it's just such close quarters. Anything that can deal that AoE damage or get quick kills is super valuable.
So on the side of IGOR, we saw the Tri-Social Nouveau and the Slosher Machine come in play. We mostly saw like a Splash and a Shot in their team as well, but for the side of Slay Queens, we know they have one a full shooter comp. So on either side, we see for sure that Slay Queens has all accuracy, while IGOR is just going to go in with the whole Slosher range. And one thing to know about this map as well, it's more straightforward and also has a lot of velocity. By velocity I mean height, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Squid Surgers if possible on the walls, but really we're going to be seeing the Sloshers coming in action, coming in more clutches, as you said, Fusion, because it's Slosher. It's really good at this map, or really good in general, in tower, if you think about it.
Yeah, pretty solid, especially the sloshing machine, which we were seeing previously. I'm curious whether we're going to be seeing the same the double Zukas that we've been seeing coming out from Slay Queens here, because I feel like Zuka does not get much value on offense on this map. It's kind of one of those situations where you're just too close to the enemy and there's too many blocks and too many things everywhere. You know, is it going to get the value that you want? That's the question.
Wait,
we shall see.
We might see a Blaster. Maybe we might see a Blaster from the other side, because it is... No, we don't. Huh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, same gist here. We're going to be moving in. These teams are very content to just stick with their guns here. We see the Tri-Slosher farming off that cooler early in the game. Gonna need to work a little bit harder for it than the Zap on the other side will.
We do see actually difference of a Tri-Strike and a Crab coming in both the other sides. IGOR having the Crab. The Slay Queens actually having the Tri-Strike as well, so almost on the other side, as we see GTCN getting cut off the Tri-Strike, so no cool on the other side, but the cooler being popped up already for the rest of the team of IGOR while they're trying to go for the shred, but the shred comes in last second. It's going to be a two down situation on each side actually, so it's going to be still a mid-fight. I see IGOR getting the first on tower.
Yeah, nice shark from Dan, able to actually get a very nice pick on the tower, and was that another trade in the process? I think it may have been. So that's going to give Slay Queen some leeway in mid, able to get back in. Lost gets a trade. These are just going to kind of stall that tower in the middle of the map, and without it sitting, moving forwards, without it at that first checkpoint, that's going to work in Slay Queen's favor. Now Yoshiro trying to move that tower forward, but they are forming the Zuka in the process, and the members of Slay Queens are going to filter back in towards the tower in the meantime. But yet again, the fights are going entirely in IGOR's direction, and that's going to enable them to take that first checkpoint and just continue putting on the pressure. Just the tower is getting slowed down, but the members of IGOR are alive and kicking for the most part. Dan stops the tower yet again, but 3 members of IGOR are still alive.
This is the plan for the side of Slay Queen, actually looking at the comp that they have right now. The Tri-Charge is going to be for the checkpoints. We're going to be seeing the Carbon going for the Major League. The Zuka is going to be regular Zuka action going in for the whole narrow pathway just to get it go off. And then we saw the Zap as well, just going for gold grab. As you see the Tri-Charge coming in play right now and the Cooler coming in from the side of Slay Queens, we're going to mostly see a checkpoint swap actually, and we're going to see them cut off. So it's going to be going to the side of Igor. Pick up the tower once again. This is just a massacre fight right now, as you see on screen right now. It's going to be a Zook coming in play. That's going to be actually a lead swap, I think, or a checkpoint swap going in right now. The Tri-Charge coming in play again. That's going to be going to the side of Slay Queens, possibly going up further.
Hello? Test?
Possibly going up further?
Hello? Okay. I'm sorry, I can't see the match right now. Are you able to see the match?
No, I'm just guessing it right here too. Oh, look at that! It's like it went up to 13!
Okay, well, we found out what happened. Slay Queens slaying like queens, able to take that tower all the way to that final checkpoint. So really big push off from them, and they're still holding strong in that middle of the map. Those Zukas just going everywhere. This is looking like the... We've seen this patch before. I haven't seen that many Zukas in a while, but nonetheless, yeah, they're just all over the place, and it feels like Igor has not been able to get past them.
Yeah, basically we've seen patch before, you said, and that patch is just double Zuko going in for the double shot, but again, going from the mighty of Slay Queen going up to the end, back and forth, basically that was just the whole massacre of just having so much of the Tri-Charge coming in action, the Zuko coming in play in the narrow areas, which is huge, and then we just see a loss going in for a double, and that's going to be a whole wipe on the side of Igor. So Slay Queen's once again going to be killing up both checkpoints, and most likely on the side of Igor. They don't have really that much money budget to play under the Zuko coming up pretty soon, but it's Triton, but that's going to be out there. Triton bomb kill, that's going to be a double as well. That's almost a quad, but just because of Zuko hitting at 80, that puts a hole in quad. But that's going to be huge for Igor going for paint defense in mid.
Yeah, just like shooting ducks in a barrel, just all of Slay Queens lined up on that tower path. That is going to be a big couple of picks coming out from Igor, trying to get something started here, but the crab user getting taken out. That's going to make things difficult, especially when Slay Queens is already back in the middle of the map. Just the Zukas have made it so difficult for Igor to get set up on top mid. You can't really just sit there with crab when the Zukas are consistently flying out. Now GG Dan trying to find a pick. They do find one, and that is going to be a big grab for them, because they're just taking out individual members. Only 20 seconds left in this match. Slay Queens has complete control. Igor needs to just rush to the middle of the map to even have a shot at this. And this seems like it's going to be a game in their favor. We have a strikes online. Here comes Igor rushing forwards towards the tower. The strikes come out. Here comes a push onto them. Here's the fights on the tower, but GG Dan able to clear it out and solidify that win for Slay Queens.
Yeah, talk about Zuka being displayed, and Strikes was actually the displacement special of this whole match. Again, going from the 13 push to GG's Dan, just going in for the final ending push. Basically, the Strikes was there for it all. Basically, having all of the other team basically say goodbye to the tower. Basically, sacrifice yourself for a little bit, a point, or just play with the rest of your team and wait for a little bit. And because this is just a narrow map, Slay Queen got their patches there, and now they got the first point.
Yep. Slay Queen's just able to grab that first point, the first game of the match, but will they be able to consistently win the games throughout this set? That one felt very fairly even overall. Slay Queens was just kind of preying on how Igor pushed back into mid a little bit like independently, not able to, just stay alive and dodge those Zukas. It felt like they were constantly playing from under pressure, and they weren't able to, they weren't able to put a solid push together as a result. So they'll be able to maybe take their time a little bit more on zones here, a little bit more straightforward and concentrated and objective. And the double slosher could certainly help them take control of like the bridge, the high ground on this map.
Remember, on the side of Igor, the comp has 2 fizzy bombs, but it's Tri-Slosher and Sludge Machine already. While on the side of Slay Queens, they have all shooters. They have a Squeezer, which is not going to be a bomb, but the rest of the comp for the side of Slay Queens is going to be having a bomb. It's Burst Bomb, a Structure Bomb, and a Splat Bomb. So that's already going to be a pretty good zone cap right there. And if GG Dan sticks with the Tri-Strike as well, that's going to be an instant cap on zone as well. But on the side of Igor, again, we saw the double slosher comp, as you said already. They had a crab, they had a shot. So either way, it's gonna be a whole fight in mid, but the point is leaning for paint because of spot zone. So Slay Queens could have this in the back. But again, we saw aggression go in so far, but in the last 20 seconds, basically on a hold position. This map is a hold position either way because it is zone. So would this mean that the rest of Slay Queen got this because they can hold so much in a certain position, or no?
It's difficult to say right now, but we actually see a swap away. Well,
Oh,
okay.
okay, sure.
But you might notice we didn't see the double bucket there coming out from Igor. They had instead a Splash-O-Matic. So a Splash-O-Matic and a shot. So
Yeah.
perhaps just feeling a little bit of the a little bit of maybe a lack of movement, not able to really challenge the longer range of the squeezer. It feels like their comp, as it was, has the tools to kind of attack. Has the tools to like attack high ground, but or not high ground, excuse me. Has the tools to attack the long range with those double fizzy bombs, but sometimes you're just not quite feeling. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like it works for you, and something else like a crab tank in general might help your comp be a little bit more consistent.
Yeah. Mostly, if they go for this comp on the side Igor, like what they have is consistency, as you said, mostly with shot, because they might know it in the Metallic Geomet, the real game with size Slay Queens, the slosher play is not natural because they can play so fast. With the whole shooter comp, they don't have the slosher delay. While it's like Igor, they have the slosher delay. Because in that few frames, or like the few space that you have, you can get killed immediately. So they don't want to go for kills immediately, they want to go for aggression instead. And with the last comp they had, it's more passive, more bomb special. You don't really want that once you get locked out. So it might not be for this map, but maybe for a future map, because we're seeing a replay, Clampet's Ink blocked again in this whole round, in this whole bracket basically, replay, and then we're going to go to new maps that we never saw in this bracket so far.
Yeah, we do see some familiar maps coming out, but I think that we'll see whether or not we're going to be able to make it to Game 4, where the maps change up a little bit. Here we go, hopping back into Game 2. This is Grand Finals of SOS. We see these same things coming out of both sides, more or less, without that, without the Tri-Slosh coming out from Oogie, instead on the Zap that's going to provide those coolers. So we're going to be seeing some pretty similar dynamics here. Main difference, of course, being that Carbon and the Sloshing Machine. Again, we saw Lost in the previous set. We saw Lost kind of struggling to get through the zone and get those picks. We'll see if they're able to do so this time, as Igor already off to a strong start, getting an early lead on the points, but multiple members of Slay Queen still up. Now it's just Lost. Eisen getting, was that 3 or 4? That was a lot of members they took out there as that went on, and that's going to give Igor that big early hold.
Yeah, that was a 3 right there, and the first one getting knocked out in the far side actually. But also, as we saw on the side, J-Boy was just jumping back and went back for a giant line and push to come in. But actually, because of the position they had right now, being all stuck in the corner, they weren't able to really push on at all, being stuck in being stuck, not really going in for much either way, but with 30 ticks left on the counter for the side of the zone, almost capping the zone as well, but because of 2 down and also the west of Igor is still there, that's going to be a wipe, and that's mostly going to be security for Igor's on game 2.
Well, it feels like these guys feel comfortable on splat zones. Igor
Yeah.
taking back game 2. Now, Slay Queens is going to have to answer back quickly because that game just took a moment compared to the full timer length of the previous one.
You know what Igor had this time? They had the ball, and that ball most likely was a huge thing because that ball stopped Slay Queens from aggressing it either way. Most likely we saw from the ball stopping to the checkpoint, well, stopping the cutaway to go against the jump on the right side for them. That pathway that they go through is going to be merely gone, and they were just able to crash all the way to mid. So in that single moment, Igor basically just had them locked in a certain spot, nowhere to go, and that was just great for them. That's the thing that they need to get the motivation back. Going to Columbus Inkling Art Academy, we might see a duplicate of comps going to this game.
Yeah, we did see these teams, or well, we saw Igor play pretty commanding on Clamblot's Inkblot. I was about to say Clamblot Inkblitz, but it is getting to that point of the night. Clamblot's Inkblot. Yeah, we saw Igor pushing very consistently on this map. We saw the double fizzy bombs doing a lot of work, but maybe they're kind of feeling like that's not the dynamic they want to go with here. They were certainly feeling very comfortable with that zap pick, and they may just roll with it for the rest of the set. Both these teams not rocking super long range, so perhaps the double fizzy bomb isn't going to be as much value as it would have against the backline team.
Yeah, I remember this is Splatoon 3, so this is shooter hell. So, the double soldier comp is not really going to be working out to the advantage of a fast-paced shooter weapon battle comp, as we saw from Slay Queens, but merely from there, the Squeezer and Zap combo just went huge because they had so much bomb and so much lockup potential. As we're going to go to Clampets on Inkblot Art Academy with the ramp nearby the clamp out here, so no lockup potential is going to be immediately there for mid. We're going to be seeing most likely, we're seeing the same comps coming up once again.
Yeah, we do indeed see that zap again, and yeah, so that's going to give a little bit of a faster team dynamic. Again, that main difference being, Squeezer, Machine, and Carbon. We'll keep an eye on those players to see if they're able to really make the difference in this game here. But already, Slay Queen's going 2 down. Igor looking like just they did in the banana split set. R.A.T getting into a nice position. That Crab Tank's going to give a lot of space to Igor. Do they have the clams to follow up? R.A.T kind of has all of them himself. So now that push opportunity is going to have to be put on the back burner. It gets slowed down, and Igor is going to have to chill while Slay Queens throws back all of the specials into mid.
That this way call means that that's the no moment time to scramble. As we see, that's going to be more or less basically a wipeout on the side of Igor. As we see Slay Queens going up in advantage, J-Ward and the rest of Slay Queens up in the base, but still no clamp. But J-Ward finally up to get a ball and throw it in. That's going to be the first push in the game so far in the first minute 20 of the game. Igor gets wiped out once again. That's going to be so much clamps. And the fact is now with Slay Queens having the clamp basket open, do not look at the top because the top is blocked with the timer.
Yeah, when you switch the camera, the color does not flip on that timer. So,
Yep.
Yeah, nice push from Slay Queens. We just look at the difference. Look at how Slay Queens was just able to get in so quickly with the clams they needed. That certainly means a lot on Clamblitz in particular. Igor has a lot of clams in the bank, and so does Slay Queens. So Slay Queens already gearing up for another push, and Lost is able to sneak in. That's one pick, 2. She's looking for even more in this situation. That's going to be a 3rd combining with that teammate, and this is yet another big opportunity for Slay Queens. They're going to get some points on the board if Kabi's able to move a little bit closer. Not quite. I'm surprised Igor was able to get so many members. It feels like they have like 6 members of their team. with how quickly they pushed out Slay Queens. That's going to lower the penalty, but give another power clam to Igor in the process. So we'll see if Igor is able to answer back as quickly as they did before.
Again, so far now they have 60 points in the back right now with the 2 clams in action. But again, we see just the rest of Slay Queens on the right side. No matter what, waiting for a push to happen on the ramp, but on the right side going for the stake. But no, GG Stan is having the ball in advantage, waiting for a Treasure to come back in. The Bria is going to go on the left side of GG Stan. There's going to be a stop for the rest of the players, but no, it's just everyone's nearby the basket so far. It doesn't really matter if that's a score coming in once again for Slay Queens in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah, the points just keep on coming. J-Rod under the basket trying to fend off members of Igor. The picks just keep coming out. Now Dan is the last one alive. They're looking for more clams at the basket. There's 5 clams coming in. That's not quite enough to take the victory here. We just need one singular clam, and the Slay Queens will have answered back as quickly as Igor did in that game too. Kabi not able to find a pick. It's just barely going to get stopped. Hands all the way down to Bush. We have the 1 point meme. Igor still has yet to get onto the board.
1 point meme, 1 per curse right there with Uki getting the kill off of GG down because of the Splat Bomb. So that's going to be the ball most likely going to get these one no matter what, unless the rest of Igor getting a kill in, but no they don't. We see once again another wipeout from Slay Queens going into the basket. Basically they need a ball though, as we're going to be seeing so far. That's going to be 1 ball almost ready. GG Stands is going to be killed off, but J1 on the backside, Cabby just waiting for the rest of the team to show up. Really, the ball's gonna be lost with Lost actually to wait for the stake. But mostly going to be trying to go for the splash. They're all going to be trying to go for the splash at this point. And they do.
Lost has been going off a lot this game, and it's just been a massive lead for Slay Queens. It feels like as soon as Igor gives an inch, Slay Queens takes a mile. Igor has, stepped up to the plate to try and get a push started quite a bit in this game, but they have not been able to, do so very effectively. Now, 1 member going down on both sides. That's a 2v2 trade. So Slay Queens still able to stay alive in this process, and it's just the inability to clear out the entirety of Slay Queens that is, becoming the biggest thorn in Igor's side, because the coolers are just consistently providing that respawn for them. They need to be very kind of deliberate with this push here. They need to get the clams online, but they don't even have a pity. Actually, they do have a pity, but they don't have any other clams online. Few finally come into their pocket, but they need a huge push here. We're heading into overtime.
We're heading to overtime with 15 seconds left in the clock. Again, all the clams is going to 1 ball with the rest of the team. The RNG by the side of Igor for the clam company is not really great, but that's another wipeout for Igor on the side of Slay Queens, and they have a ball basically what they can do, but no, they're just going to go for another wipeout. Oh my gosh, and that's going to be it. That's going to be Slay Queen's second point.
Nice game from Slay Queens, and it feels like they're just kind of leveling up as time goes on. It feels like each game is just more decisive than the last. But we'll see whether or not Slay Queens is going to be able to keep up this momentum here, because Game 2 was all Igor and Game 3 was all Slay Queens. We have Rainmaker here. This is going to be a very fast-paced game, but of course, you need to play pretty carefully with the objective. It can go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye.
You know what's really crazy because of this? Tower Control Momentum VR is the one that has progressive objective, and that's going to be the same with Rainmaker. On Splash Zones and Clampets, it's more of a passive defensive kind of mode. But for Splash Zones, Ego won that, but then immediately right after on Clampets on the defensive mode, that was Slay Queen's win. But now again on the progressive aggressive mode, this might be a tough hill for Ego to overclimb on, because it's Rainmaker so much Gorge. The way that you have to go for it, as the regular path that everyone goes for it, is going from the ramp on the right, going to that first checkpoint, and then getting into that choke point for as long as you can, basically having Crab Baby going on the snipe, to go for more pushes, trying to go for the most aggressive, trying to go for the best players as possible, trying to go for an equal path on paint to go all the way to the pillow, and that's going to be the 30-point win, where everyone is most going to be stopping, unless it goes to a hole on that god, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think that the sloshers are going to do a lot of work around that checkpoint, but so is the Carbon. So, it's really going to come down to who's who's just playing the most aware around that corner, because as soon as one person gets in, if it's a carbon roller, you could be done for. That could be like your whole team going down. Whereas something like a shooter can't quite get those picks as quickly, but can do just as much damage if they can get a crab on the snipe or something like that.
Do you think the double sergeant is going to come back, or do you think the squeeze is going to be coming back? Because Eco's change on game 2 was the slot machine, and the zap, and the squeezer, and that's how they wanted on the more on a more straightforward defensive kind of mode. It's kind of looking the same path if you look at it in a different way. Basically, half of it is kind of ship shape after you get the Waymaker, so it could be the path that they wanted to go for. And it's not really the path, but they're going with what works, basically.
Yeah, at least for me, this certainly feels like this feels a lot more like a map that you want to have the machine on. You want to be able to hit over the corners and blocks and mid, and shoot over this blind corner and left with machine. We do see, of course, the squeezer on the other side from Kabi. So just as much Zuka action coming out from Slay Queens here. And that's an early pick onto the Zap. That means that, well, the cooler came out just ahead of that. So Igor is going to have to deal with just as many members of Slay Queens. Loss goes down in the process, but these are all cooler respawns. Aizen just locking it down in the middle of the map. They end up getting taken out as they drop off of mid. Kabi finds 2, looking for even more, and this is going to create a big opening for Slay Queens.
And then that's a many. We're going to be seeing Slay Kids going in first, going for the checkpoint as they do with J-Ward. Killing off the checkpoint immediately. It's all of them backing off because they know in defense pole. They're getting a double because of the Waymaker barrier. That's going to be going to the pillar now, but no, that's going to be a kill of Oogie. So that's going to be not much damage as much as they want, but no, Lot's going to be pushing the fourth, going all the way to the pillow mostly because the Slay Queens pick up the Waymaker, and they do. Passing it forward because of the Tri-Stickers as well, that's going to be 26 points.
Huge push already coming out from Slay Queens, and it all comes out off of Igor playing so close to the Rainmaker. The quick pop takes advantage of them, and now the members just continue to filter back in. They're running for a knockout here, and Slay Queens not quite able to get it. They take it all the way down to the 1 point mark. It's so hard to knock out on this map. Dan's still alive, looking for something. They try and move up into the enemy base, but they're going to get taken out. Yet another 1 point game for Slay Queens here, but this is their tournament game. If they win here, it's all over, and they're going to take home the trophy. So now Igor has a lot of pressure to try and get back in the game here.
Yeah, we see the Zuko going on great on side of Igor so far, playing it more aggressive. That's going to be 3 down inside Slay Queens right now, but most likely that was a cool respawn, so everyone's going to be respawning off the bat. But we see on the side of Igor, they got the barrier, they got the barrier already in action. The jumper going to be gone. The Tractor's coming in play. There's going to be a 2v1 on the great path actually, but we're going to be seeing again the pillow path going to the sneaky situation as we've seen Kabi getting a double. Again, the Mimic being the last one alive, they're going to be backing off or just waiting there because they know they don't want to go back in mid.
Yeah, and once you have such a big lead on this map, or just any Rainmaker map in general, you can afford to play so defensively, especially when you have double Zukas in your back pocket. As soon as the enemy tries to push up a narrow hallway at the very end of this path, you can take them out with that Zuka, provided you're able to stay alive. The worst enemy for Slay Queen is, of course, getting just like quick wiped while you're trying to defend, too very early on. So we'll see if Igor is going to be able to force Slay Queens into a disadvantaged state here, trying to find a pick with that Zuka, not quite able to do so. Igor struggling to get through this first checkpoint area.
The main thing is for Eco, and all they need to do, like mostly what they want to do, they want to go past the shopper, they want to go for wipe so they can kill off all the Slay Queens and just go for the KO, because that's the last kitchen that they have to do. But for Slay Queens, every time they get a kill off the Waymaker, they have it, they just want to go back to the ditch. Because there is that bottom right point for the Waymaker that it's going to be really annoying for the Ego to pick it up and go all the way up, because you have to go to the web, you need to climb a wall. That's always able to get sniperable by a shot or getting killed off by the gun melee. And that's going to be immediately a wipe out on the side of Igor, and Slay Queens is going to be going up ahead. Again, the Slay Queens is going to be going down to the ditch once again, stalling out the Waymaker as much as possible, letting time go by as you have a minute left.
Yeah, 1 minute left Igor has that checkpoint out of the way, but they need a miracle push here in order to come back in this game. And Slay Queens has just been nigh unstoppable in the middle of the map. J-Rod just keeping those coolers online consistently. That's going to give that extra like safety cushion for Slay Queens here.
Oh.
But the Zukas just coming out from Lost and Kabi are just stopping anything that seems to be thrown in Slay Queen's direction. They're playing very aggressively, just kind of defending the middle of the map here, not letting Igor even have a chance to farm their specials. We see the Zukas just consistently coming online, and Igor has yet to get off of their own plat.
Again, it's just a scary potential of Igor knowing that with the comment live, they don't really have a place to go. With not having a player up, they have nowhere to go. The cooler is going to be dead off. There's going to be the crab going off. But again, the Swaymaker is so far away from everyone. It's just only the shot if they're Yoshi. But no, that's J1 going in from behind. That's almost good, but no, they get denied as we see right now. But GG being the battle of the Waymaker. But no, that's going to be Lost coming going off. And as we see the end, that's going to be Slay Queens winning SOS 137.
Congrats to Slay Queens. They definitely slayed today. We kind of, honestly, it felt like they were getting like consistently better and better as the games went on, since we saw them in semis, and the momentum just continued ramping up throughout that game. The Zones game didn't go their way, but my god, those last two games were just completely lights out.
The last two games, they said, oh, let's get over with because we know we have aggression power. Because they just want to play things out with Igor. Because they know so far with Zones that they had basically the potential to just full on face forward or just play on full defensive. Zones, they had a different mentality, most likely, because it's Zones. And they wanted to play something like Project R.A.T. as they battled before, but no, in that point it didn't really matter because in the rest of the modes, with them having full on aggression, they just were able to play off the best they can, and they showed off their second wind of just full on red. They just saw red and just killed everyone because we saw like 5 wipeouts all together on the side of Slay Queens and on those games together basically.
Yeah, I mean, those games were certainly very back and forth throughout the entire process. Very explosive in general. But it is going to end up being Slay Queens who take the victory royale today.
Nice Fortnite weapons, but as we said, yes, Slay Queen is going to be finalizing
Congrats,
it
Slay
off,
Queens.
Oh my god, Slay! Yeah, and for the rest of the brackets, we're going to be seeing them mostly finishing up as well. Hammerheads are actually done. We're going to be seeing the Star Squids winning 3-0. Inside of Mako, we'll be seeing last place right now 2-1 against Night Sharks. That's another CCA team, if I remember correctly, for Night Sharks. And in the bottom bracket on Lantern, that's going to be Sonic DX Adventure, Director's Cut versus Gastric Sponge. Yeah, that's the name.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. It's been fun commentating. That was a very exciting tournament. Congrats to Slay Queens. Remember to tune in to Neon Whale next Monday at 8 Eastern. There's also Genesis next weekend on Friday and Saturday. I believe that I need to check exactly where that's going to end up being streamed, but it's certainly been a pleasure casting with you, Jorian. I hope you have a good night. Where can people find you, Jorian?
They can find me Jorian51 on Twitter, Jorian on Blue Sky, because that's now open to the public, and also streaming tournaments like Deadline on Supplebar Cooperative and also Dapple Productions as well. Oh yeah, Dapple is running a tournament on Friday, and also Core Clash 2 on Thursday. That's on our Twitter as well. But Fusion, what about you?
You can find me at 8bitfusion_ on Twitter or 8bitfusion Blue Sky. Yeah, since that is now a thing indeed. Have a great night, everybody.
We can all sleep now.